Hey.
Look at these guys hydrating with Gatorade.
I saw that. They came with a bag of Gatorades.
Nah, he didn't offer me a bag.
You guys supposed to, other guests have had the balls to drink liquor.
Man, I would have brought my Hennessy, man. What the hell?
Bubba drank one. We took tequila shots on here.
Man. You know, I should have brought the Hennessy.
No, I thought about bringing a case of beer.
A case of beer?
Yeah, it's only right. It's only right.
A case of beer is a lot of beer. We'll be pissing everywhere.
Like a 6-pack.
You can't break the seal, man. That's the first thing I learned.
I know, but eventually the golden shower is going to come.
100%.
Melo ahead of the turn, man. He's saying, he's trying to get the guys together. We
Yeah,
play
yeah.
Saturday, but it's the wrong chat, man.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
Man, let's do it.
Bubba, you got to get a hold of that situation, man. You got to be the leader.
I don't mind Melo being the leader, man.
Not Melo's the on-court leader, but if you give up the off-court leadership, you basically have no purpose.
He's just running around.
It's a spare part.
Every other
Just a spare
game.
part.
Yelling on the sideline.
Hey, man.
I'm looking out for you.
People come to the junkyard for spare parts. There's a business for that, you know.
I guess, man.
Man.
Not
Utility
for me.
player.
I'm too bougie for that. plus, I can't put shit together. Spare parts.
Yeah, my dad never
Ditto.
taught me shit.
I'm straight from the manufacturer only.
Man,
Oh man.
let's do it.
Bubba, wrong chat, brother.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Before I get started here,
You hit him with the Malcolm X.
let me find the right chat. Let me see here.
I'm so mad right now. My parlay is about to bust.
We still got 2 minutes. My parlay is looking decent right now.
Man, I got Indiana over the Pistons, but something told
See-
me in my heart.
Something told me in my heart, so I stayed
So you went
away.
with Pistons? Oh, you just
No,
stayed away?
What I did was I took the total over.
That's always a good with two bad defensive teams.
But
You pussies are some emotional gamblers from your heart.
no, your heart will tell you, man.
Statistics ain't do shit for me. I spent 119 on a tool for that shit. Maybe I just don't know how to use it, but still, that shit ain't do nothing. I won more with my heart. I lost bad bitches that way too, but
Yeah, romantic guys, man. Just go with the numbers.
Yes, sir.
I got
Oh,
this.
hold on. Now I gotta share it on the socials. You found it on YouTube?
Yeah, I just got it.
Okay. You still got a minute to play with here. Where you at?
What happens? Does it go live automatically or y'all?
Yeah, it's live now. I just like to find it and share it on the socials.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, that's dope. So you can take notes.
We're live.
yeah, I'm
That's why
about
I
to.
told y'all we need to get in that studio, man.
Studio's different, bro. You put your,
I
you got
prefer
headsets?
this type of
Yo, hear this.
setup.
Enjoy this. Take this in.
I would do a little extra fat when I was
I'll
on your
talk
show.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Oh, got none of those?
Oh, I think we're short a pair of headphones.
Oh, damn.
You
You guys could share ear to ear.
Yes, sir. You want them? You want to feel how it is and shit?
You want to feel how it is. This guy's betting with his heart and feeling things.
We don't have headsets for
Somebody's-
G5 now, though.
Hey, Bubba, I'm glad he's sitting on your side.
Oh, man.
You got some baby oil with those Gatorades?
I don't think Nas is prepared. If Tyler was here, he would have had some jokes for Bubba. Trust me. Tyler would have ate that shit up.
What with these shades?
Be more homo.
Hey, what hold on here. What's your Facebook name on here again?
Me?
Is it Nas?
Oh, Nas.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, my full name, Naseth, Naseth.
Man, you missed our great man. We've had some great discussions on the Haitian culture here, man.
For real?
Mostly about Haitian women, but
I'm
yeah.
barely Haitian.
I got something I could
I'm
talk
barely
about.
Haitian.
You barely Haitian.
You don't speak Creole?
Nah.
Okay.
I'm Puerto Rican. I was raised in Puerto Rico, so I like.
So what?
more attached to
Like
Puerto
one of
Rican
your
culture.
parents is half Haitian.
No, my dad is full Haitian. I'll just say I don't have that Haitian
the culture
in me.
in you.
I was raised in Puerto Rico, so I got the Puerto Rican
The
culture.
Puerto
in me,
Rican
but
culture
I don't
in
got
you.
too much of the Haitian. Like I know,
I
and there.
got enough
I
to
know
teach
the
you.
food, I know the women. I've only had Haitian women in my life since I've been in Florida.
For real?
My man, he
Yeah.
knows. That's all you need.
Complete
You
coincidence. though, complete
don't
coincidence.
need nothing else.
That's the current iteration of Bubba over there.
Yeah, Haitian women and
Haitian
know about the
women.
Haitian Revolution. That's all you need. You don't need nothing else, man.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna say
Is that
nothing.
part of your game to the chicks? You talk about the revolution?
I respect your ancestors. They were real men. Mine weren't.
Not like these black American slaves.
That's
Our
crazy.
history
They were-
sucks.
Bubba's been highly critical of the American slave.
I have, man. I
That's
have.
crazy. Oh, were you on Kanye's side when he had that?
Oh,
rant?
1,000%. I was.
Oh,
on
Really?
Kanye's
no.
side.
You remember that rant?
Slavery was a choice.
What?
Yeah. I don't mean to open the
No,
show
I'm
with
not
that,
going.
but
No, not even.
Nah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
we
that's-
open the store.
You just did.
this is the time where we try to get new subscribers and stuff. You know,
No.
we save that talk for the end of the show
So,
when people have tailed off. You
Tap in later.
That's funny.
so there's no real out of bounds here. There's no out of bounds.
No,
Okay.
there's no.
You never tuned in, man?
Bubba's been
Crazy.
everywhere.
I
Pink
don't
has
even know- I don't
been
even know if I'm ready for it.
Clearly, you
Yeah.
have not watched us before.
Pink has
No,
been
I'll be
everywhere.
honest
man.
with
I
you
might have to
guys.
tag out
Sorry.
and tell Tyler to take my spot.
To be honest with you guys, I just enjoy you guys when you guys are in your other hats, coach, player, and just coach right here. Yeah, I love it. You guys are locked in with that. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You guys, if you don't know, you're on the bench. Somebody's volume is up a little bit. One of y'all was on the phone.
On the phone.
That's Pink then.
Is it?
Yeah.
damn.
It's all right. We're early, man. This is the time to
Pink.
catch
Oh,
it.
y'all got
Pink
headsets.
again,
I can't hear
man.
nothing.
No, it's all
I
good.
can hear it too, but I didn't realize.
I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, hold on. See, I'm on the wrong. See, I'm gonna take these shades off eventually.
Eventually.
But
Do it soon, man.
you guys are back on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. We're available on all, and I do mean all podcast streaming platforms, including here on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We have Hoop Talk Podcast in the building. All right. And this is the opening of the NBA season, so of course we're gonna talk a lot of hoops here. I got these Dion shades on, so y'all gonna have to bear with me here. I hit a big parlay the other week, and I went on Amazon and just went a little crazy. I just said, what the hell? But
Was Colorado at least part of the parlay?
Man.
no, they weren't.
Not.
They weren't. But of course, like I said, we're gonna be talking some NBA talk. There was a big trade again in the NFL with Patrick Mahomes. Big for me. I'm a Chiefs fan. People are talking bad about Joel Embiid and 76ers. What else is new? And then and we got some other, of course, topics in sports and music and entertainment as well. Some mayhem, mostly mayhem stories we're going to react to here. All right. First, of course, we usually start the show off with just a couple things that's been on my mind and a rant here that I have here.
Oh, God.
But before the rant,
Starting hot.
Didn't you rant last week?
yeah, I ran it last week. Yeah,
You gotta
I ran.
mix it up with some warm and fuzzy, man.
Well, the first one is a warm and fuzzy. It's not a
okay.
rant. Yeah.
Crazy.
So this week is actually this is a homecoming week for Bethune-Cookman. All right, so shout out to my alma mater there, and I believe that somehow FAMU decided to have their homecoming this week as well.
That they did.
Yeah. So that's a little weird and
So
just
where are you gonna go?
doing too much.
Man.
Oh
I
man.
know you're a big fan of that head up in Tallahassee.
Yeah. She actually moved back to Miami area, so
Hey,
there's nothing in for me in Tallahassee anymore.
I'm sure she might have left a pupil behind, or three.
It doesn't matter what way you go. It's going to be 4
Fun
hours.
fact, the maroon color that my Serpents wear was actually inspired by Bethune-Cookman.
Oh man.
There you go.
Well, your team is blessed and highly favored. All right.
I hate that expression. I hate when anybody tells me to be blessed or whatever. I'm like, do you not know me?
I saw a post that said that like just listing a couple things that alma maters should do as we're coming back to the campus and planning on having a lot of fun. I think I'm going to do one of them. One of them said you should go back to your old dorm room and room number and either have some type of gift baskets or some money, some advice. And I'm going to have a lot of advice to give to those guys. I'm full of life advice.
I was gonna say, I I always see myself as more of an advice guy.
I'm full of life advice. But no, I'm gonna hook him up. I'm gonna hook him up. Because that is a dope idea, and I'm gonna hook those guys
just give
up.
something to somebody who stayed in your dorm. Is that?
Yeah.
You gotta
Exactly.
go
In
to
my
the-
exact room number.
You got to go to the dorm where the guy smashed the girl in the bunk above.
That's what I'm talking. That's my room.
Yeah,
211.
You got to go there.
Yeah, Bronson, old Bronson Hall, 211. We're going to put this up on social media before I go up there. So if you're in old Bronson, room 211, Bubba coming with some advice and some gifts.
All right.
All right. Second, my rant, man. All right.
Well, I thought there was more things that you're supposed to do other than visit your.
That's what I'm going to do. But they had other things
I
listed.
thought you were going to share them with us.
I mean, it's just simple, it's different stuff. Like, give money to the school.
That's why he didn't tell us.
Yeah. Hey, are you going to go?
We'll pay it back in my way.
Are you going to go to the sex party in State of the Inn?
Yeah, I'm not going.
Say no more. Just leave it on
Send
down.
me an invite.
You're not alumni, girl. You're out.
Oh, man.
You don't have to be alumni.
You could,
Shout out to Jig.
hey, wait. Maybe you could be a fluffer to back patio.
Shout out to Jig. He does a great job with his parties and events. It's not a sex party. I'm gonna put this out on Instagram. It's not a sex party, but it's a very fun party for adults. First is the pool party on Friday.
Let me add this.
Okay.
If at least two people have sex, it becomes a sex party.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Amen.
Well, it's possible. If that's what you're looking for, it's possible. And if it's not what you're looking for, it's fine because it's a dope vibe and a dope time. All right.
If you ain't looking for sex, you ain't looking for the right thing.
Not at all. Not at all.
Like, what are you looking for? Like, seriously.
A friend.
My Tim says I'm out.
Hey, man, I just want to be in the friend zone.
My rant here, man.
All right.
Okay.
Long overdue.
Yeah. Because we got to start the show soon.
I thought we did.
Yeah. When you are not a professional athlete, a collegiate athlete, and you're in this space, talking on the microphone, or you have views on Facebook, Twitter, and all that, the X that they call it, you always hear, whether it's comments to you or people like you, that, oh, you didn't play the game, so you can't, or you didn't play the game, you haven't worked in any front offices, so what do you know? You can't do this, you can't do that, you don't know this, you don't know that. But time and time again, I see idiots who get paid $20 and $30 and $10 and $5 million to stand on the sideline and coach a game, or are in the front office that don't know what they're doing at all. And on Sunday, I saw another prime example of this, okay? And we'll move past all of the times I talked about Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons getting max contracts, one not being able to shoot a basketball for 5 years in a row playing a point guard position, and the other just being a supreme bum. But now we have, comes in Cleveland Browns, okay? And whatever you make of Deshaun Watson and off the field, on the field, they received a blessing from the high aboves, and he actually got hurt. Because in sports and with a lot of teams, I'm not a Cleveland Brown fan, but with my team, 76ers, Florida Gators, if they have a bum on the field, the only way they're going to take the bum off the field is if the bum gets injured. I have no idea why that happens in sports and with some teams, but they just refuse to take a bum out for a better bum. And the Cleveland Browns, they got a gift from above, and Deshaun got hurt. And what do? They put in a guy named Thompson. When you got Jameis, they put a guy named Thompson in, and he goes out. He's throwing interceptions left and right as soon as he gets in the game, not completing anything. Quarterback rating of 19. Okay, the top is 159 for people who's wondering. He has a 19 QBR.
Are you a Browns fan?
I'm not. Throwing picks everywhere, left and right, okay? And they refuse to take him out. But they get another blessing, 2 blessings on one day, and he gets hurt.
Yeah.
He gets hurt. This is a game that they're in, have a chance in, even with all these interceptions and bad play. They finally put Jameis in. They fight back in the game. Jameis is throwing a touchdown. He has a 100 quarterback rating. He looks good. But can you not see that Jameis should have been the backup the entire time? Everybody says he plays good in practice. He's leading practices as the third quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How can you not see that?
I was stunned because I thought all along that Jameis was the number 2.
I thought that.
And when I thought when Massage Boy went down, I thought like, all right, it's Jameis time.
Yeah.
And they put in that other motherfucker. Like, what is that all about? But like, I don't know. I really don't know because I'd like to believe that I could evaluate talent and assess talent, and I think I could definitely do that if I'm around people in a practice setting, like on a day-to-day basis.
For sure.
You can see what they're all about. You know, you go watch a game or two, you might get fooled a little bit, but like when you're around guys in practice and see what they do and how they carry themselves, if you can't get it right then, you're in the wrong profession.
Exactly.
You just need to get the hell out of there.
And feel free, my man. The mic is hot and live. If you ever have any quick comments you want to make in between the conversations. No, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Hey, this ain't first grade, man.
It feels like it.
Real quick to touch on what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big football guy, believe it or not. I watch Sunday football.
I don't believe it at all.
Oh, no, I'm a Jets fan. I'm a Jets fan. So,
Clearly you're not a football man.
haven't been a good fan since Mark Sanchez. But I will say this with the Browns.
It's been a
Mark
decade.
Sanchez.
It's been a decade.
That's the last time we were relevant. I think we lost.
The last time you were relevant was Super Bowl III.
No. We
keep
went to the
it real.
AFC back-to-back years. We lost to the Steelers and then we lost to the Colts.
Hey, what's the operative word there? Lost.
For sure. But to kind of touch on what you guys are saying, yeah, it's kind of hard to watch Cleveland play in general. And it's like they have this product, and they put so much money into it. They don't want to look dumb. But I think at the end of the day, with that team and those people and how they're running it, it's just they fumbled Baker. Baker's looking good. And on top of that, he's playing better than their quarterback right now that they're paying way more than Baker makes. And that's what I see right now. I saw that a million times ago, a million miles away.
The second they signed Deshaun Watson for guaranteed money was a disaster.
For sure.
You know, this is a guy coming off of a prolonged absence from the game, coming off a situation of significant personal issues, and I don't think he was ever that good in Houston.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying he was a bad quarterback, but they're paying him like he was a top 5 quarterback in the league, and he was never that on his best day. So, you know, they did this to themselves, but the Jameis thing was a bit unnecessary to not go straight to him. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Last thing, I think with Deshaun Watson, his style, for him to get paid playing that style was the reason why all these quarterbacks get paid now that play the same style he does. So I think he was more like he crawled for this so they can like pretty much walk and run.
Well,
sadly, not that well.
Yeah.
Was he doing good when he did play? I know he's been injured a lot.
He was a dual threat
when
quarterback.
He was on the court
On the
field,
Browns?
he actually
no.
played.
He has never played well for the Browns.
Yeah.
No,
Never.
Okay. It was the Texans.
But he like his first 10 games I think was a suspension, and he kind of came in from there. But I'm saying go back to Houston when he was in his prime. I don't think he ever touched top 5 quarterback status, and then after everything that he did and went through, Cleveland pays him like that.
Yeah.
That's inexcusably stupid.
It's ridiculous.
I think
man.
he showed the potential. I think in most sports, once you show that you could be this great, they try to lock you in early
different
before
with-
somebody
I think
else
Cleveland
does.
just a dysfunctional franchise, though, consistently from Baker all the way back to Odell when he was there to Landry. Like, they've just been dysfunctional.
They had
Yeah,
a
but
whip.
for unprecedented deals, you need production on the
sure.
field. You need that level of production.
Yeah.
If you're going to break records with the deal that you're offering this guy. So it was idiotic. And again, don't tell me I don't know what I'm doing because I've never been in a front office or on the field.
Right.
I know what I'm doing. Give me a job. Okay, that's basically what I'm saying.
A lot of these athletes, they never gonna say it out loud, but they here to get paid. They're not here to be the best. So like players like him, like you talk about like Tobias Harris, like he's here to get paid. You know what I mean? Deshaun Watson, I think fits in the same realm where he's going to do the best that he can do to where he finally gets the check, and then more than likely you're not gonna see that same production.
Similar
I feel
production
like a lot of
too to
athletes
Tobias.
in most sports end up as soon as they get that big bag. They typically digress. You don't see a lot of players get the big bag and then become better players.
No, it's
Considering
different with
how
football.
many athletes are in the league, you know what I mean? When you really consider how many athletes are in the league, it's a small amount of players that get the big bag and actually get better.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that there are people in the league, and we've talked to a lot of people like that have this view, like that the first objective is to get paid and get your generational wealth, your bag, all that stuff, and they really aren't particularly motivated.
Yeah.
My flip side argument to that is that like I'm not particularly interested in you if you're a get the bag guy. Like the athletes that
You'll never know until you
attract
give 'em
me.
the bag.
No, you know.
You have an
know,
idea.
You know.
You know.
To me, and I
Internally.
think it's clear. Like you can see guys that are playing for something more than a bag by the way they approach the game.
100%.
And I mean, I was
agree
on
with
Giannis early. I was, I think that Pat Mahomes is a guy that fits in that category. There are guys that are playing to be great.
Yeah.
And LeBron, obviously. And those are the guys that I'm going to spend my time and see. That's like when I'm looking, okay, you got, 5-6 games at 1 o'clock. I'm looking for that guy, not these other dudes, that are just kind of going through the motions and getting paid or trying to get paid.
I'm a big believer that you should pay athletes based on what they do off the court more than what they do on the court, because anybody
does
can
that
present
mean?
themselves. Because anybody can present. I'm gonna elaborate. Anybody can present themselves as a player that deserves this much money. But they're, like you said, the players like Giannis and the players like who did you say? The Giannis and
Patrick Mahomes,
Patrick
LeBron.
The effort that they're putting into being this great is the effort that they put into practice, the effort that they put into their training during the off season.
Oh,
That's
you
the
mean,
effort
yeah.
that's making
well, that's
them
still,
great.
All right, I didn't.
That's what I mean. That's the effort that's making them
When
great.
you're saying
right?
off the field, like I'm thinking, when
Personal
Charity
stuff?
work and
Oh,
shit.
no.
If you're talking about personal stuff,
No, no,
Deshaun
no.
Watson
Yeah, I
should
don't
not
know.
got
I
that
see what you mean.
contract.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care shit about personal stuff.
Outside of the official games, like any player can perceive themselves to be this great and get the bag, but are you really putting in the work that's required to be great, or are you just trying to be
It's different
a stat pattern to
for
get
the
the money?
sports, though. The sports are different. Like football, you're getting paid for what you did. Basketball, you're getting paid for what you're gonna do.
No, not at all.
No, I
You
don't
think it's
so.
the other way around?
Yeah. One
Okay.
of the big hangups I have with the basketball pay structure is you have veteran guys that are like at the tail end of their career and they can command the most under the CBA, which is ridiculous. These are players who are in steady decline. Even great ones. I mean, even LeBron. I mean, he is in decline now.
He still is worth what he's
But
worth.
well, for a multitude of different
If
reasons, I
you
get
if you
that,
counting
but,
like ticket sales,
Yeah,
and
all that
stuff.
That's,
But
But you look at the
that's-
Marcin Gortats. That's a great
BS.
example.
Yeah.
That's
what example is Martin?
Morrison Garcon, but before he retired with the Wizards, he's making $17 million a year,
Jesus
and he was not
Christ.
making that production with the Wizards.
Oh
Wow.
no.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Nah.
No,
But he
he's-
got it because he was a tenured player that showed that he had the ability to. But was he really worth that?
No,
Nah,
Y'all
probably
don't think
not at all.
LeBron is producing his worth?
Yeah.
His
I
contract?
on the court.
I don't know. You can make, but we're talking about I'm really talking about the Kevin Durant's, Bradley Bills. LeBron is not even top 5 in top salaries made anyway.
Yeah,
We
he's
went over
not.
that list on last week's show. It's Kevin Durant, it's Bradley Bill, and a few other guys like that who are definitely
I can see for
not.
sure.
Yeah.
Well,
playing
it was
work.
like a list of 10 players, and
Yeah.
of the 10 players, the only player that you could argue is in his either absolute prime or potentially has his best basketball in front of him was Jaylen Brown.
He was the absolute only one.
Every other player on that list, the other 9 guys were all guys like KD and whatever who are very good but have already played their best basketball.
Yeah.
And that's the way the CBA is structured. When your max is defined by your years of service as well, and that's a kind of a corrupted, jaded
But
system.
does it really apply to like a Kevin Durant? For real? Like
Yes.
I understand
Yes,
the plan of the
absolutely.
deal, but you
That's
don't
a
think Kevin Durant
certified
is putting
bucket.
the production that is
No.
worth that much money?
No,
I don't think
because
production-wise LeBron's worth it either.
Whoa.
In game.
I
It's
mean,
not.
I would have to look at the numbers. But
The financial
regardless if
success
it's
he
brings you is
40,
where it
50,
comes
or
in.
60, you
it's,
don't
it's,
think
it's not all about numbers. I know it's crazy to say, but when those guys were in their prime, they were like ecosystems to where they can, single-handedly, engineer a
Change
team
the game.
Well,
and change a game.
where
Kevin Durant can put
where
up
Luka
25
is
points.
now, where
20
Luka
where
is
Luka
now.
is now.
Like Luka's in that space. He
Yeah.
is phenomenal. He's like
So
it-
James
and he
Harden
wasn't
was
on
in
that
that
list.
space, too.
And
James
Luka
Harden.
wasn't
James
on that
Harden
list.
was never in that space. He's a fucking loser.
I think James Harden was in that
That was
space where he was
sideways.
his own ecosystem. They had
He
a
was his
whole-
own ecosystem,
Yeah.
but it was heavily polluted.
I'll agree with you on that.
It was
I'll agree with you on
environmentally unsound.
that. Yeah, he is the system. Remember that.
While we're on basketball here, let's move it on to some games that have been played. Of course, in the opener here, the Timberwolves lost to the Lakers here, and my takeaway from that game and game opener is the Timberwolves are in trouble.
Oh yeah.
And I said it first. I'm not a person who said it after just they lose the first game. As soon as they made the trade, and Pink can confirm, I said that they are in serious trouble.
They got
Okay. It definitely got worse. I got to adjust this. Now it's a little taller than I thought here. All right.
Exactly.
But yeah, man. The trade just does not make sense, man. And I know they're banking because they have Nas Reed on such a great deal. They're banking that he can close lineups with Randall or Gobert, but he cannot man the center position the way you need him to. Gobert, and again, they just gave Gobert an extension. Why?
110.
That's a deal you're trying to you're dying until you get to the last year of his current deal, but you extend the bad deal you gave him.
Yeah.
This is a guy who can't close games for you. This is a guy who is a defensive center who you had to take out the game when Jokic was destroying him, shooting 89% field goal percentage.
This is the
Why
guy who
extend
got
him?
This is the guy who got benched by his own country in the Olympic final.
Own country.
For a 20-year-old.
Even the French don't fuck with you.
Anthony
And they got
Edwards.
limited options.
Man.
Anthony Edwards is screwed.
They're like a redneck at a fucking family reunion.
I disagree with the deal for different reasons. I do believe in Nas Reed and his ability to close out games because when you're closing out a game, you're looking more at versatility than you are at anything like size and stuff like that. I disagree with the deal because they were very concerned about the money aspect of it, which to me is a bad decision to make when you're trying to contend for a championship. When you're trying to contend for a championship, this is the moment where you start paying the luxury tax, you start breaking the bank. You have to.
Ask OKC how that worked out for him.
It doesn't always work out, but you got to take those.
No, I'm
those
saying
risks.
OKC made a financial decision on Harden.
Very similar to that.
And they never whiffed the final again.
Yeah. I see what you
I
mean.
was
Yeah, I see what you mean.
affirming
I
your
see what
point.
you mean. Yeah, exactly. So making financial decisions when you are on the brink of breaking that barrier to get to the next level, just making it to conference finals, you're gonna just make a move for financial reasons, and then you get worse.
Yeah, when you are when you are a contending team, you need to be a blank check.
Yeah.
Whatever we need to do,
It's
Malcolm X by any means.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. That's so you
This
said
is why
the
it's never
same thing.
worked out for them. Minnesota's been consistently a bad franchise, consistently not able to put together the assembly of player that's needed. There's no reason why they should have never made it to the playoffs with Kevin Love. There's no reason why Kevin Garnett couldn't be used to get them a little further. Conference finals is, okay, but one time is just not enough, with a player who Kevin Garnett was. And now they got Anthony Edwards.
Different ownership, though. Different ownership.
No,
But
not anymore.
consistently
No, Glenn Taylor.
Glenn Taylor's still involved.
Oh, really?
Consistently a
Yeah.
bad franchise, regardless of who decided to take the realm.
They passed twice on Steph Curry.
That's why KG
Yeah.
won't let them retire his jersey.
It might,
because
just,
of Glenn
it might
Taylor.
just be in the water in Minnesota, even if they have different ownership.
I think it's
something in the water.
it's in Glenn Taylor. I mean, they need to get rid of him.
He has
But
control.
I said 6 months ago it's still between him and A-Rod's group, and that's not resolved yet. Which is again, I think, sort of. I don't know who's pulling the trigger on like the Towns trade and all that, because as far as I know, that ownership situation is unsettled.
Wow.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I said 5 months ago, Anthony Edwards needs to get out of there.
Yeah.
He needs to leverage himself to San Antonio at all cost, because Minnesota is not a winning franchise. They will not do the right things.
To where? What did you say?
San Antonio.
It's interesting.
It's not interesting. It's the correct thing to do.
Franchise with a winning culture.
Why San Antonio? Just because of Pop?
Wemby?
I mean,
You're gonna pick a 75-year-old guy over Wemby?
they're on two different trajectories right now. I think
How so?
Ant's
They're only
ready to
3
win.
years away.
No,
They're
Ant's,
3 years apart.
Ant's ready to win, though. He's already tasted
I think
that.
Wemby's
He's
ready
not
to win
Wemby's
right
ready
now.
to
with the
win.
Spurs in the next- Of course.
He showed it in the
Ram-
Olympics.
Wemby's ready to win. You have Ant ready to win, and people will flock to play there
Man, San
with that group.
Antonio, I don't think he would like that for his. If he's going to leave somewhere that's shitty to go to another city that's not that big, I think he would want to go to a bigger market.
San Antonio
here's-
is much
here's
better
my
than
thing.
Minnesota.
Sure.
Much
Like Miami.
It doesn't matter. This tells us what Ant wants to do with his career. If he wants to go to an aging Miami nucleus, or he wants to leverage himself to Brooklyn or some other shit town, it's not about winning basketball. That's about somehow being in a big city and whatever. If he wants to win, there's no better option in his age group, pathology to go to than San Antonio and play with Wemby.
Can you be the face of the NBA and play for the San Antonio Spurs?
Yeah.
If you're winning titles,
David
you can be
Robinson
anywhere.
realistically was for a point.
Yeah.
I don't think David
Hakeem
Robinson was ever
Olajuwon.
the
I think
face
he
of
was
the
he was
NBA.
up there. I don't think Hakeem was at the time.
I think
I don't think
Hakeem-
anybody that's not named Michael Jordan was the face of the.
That's what I'm saying. It was
And there's
Hakeem
2
and
years
Michael
where he wasn't
Jordan at
playing.
that time.
But there's no assurance that he's going to be the face of the franchise, and you can't. You have to win to do that. You have to win to have a chance to do
have a
that.
chance.
He's in that
Would
realm
he
though,
go
where
into
But
that
he's
that's-
not
situation?
going to win in Minnesota.
Would he go into
And
that
if-
situation to become the second
I'm not
best
saying
player?
he should stay.
I'm going there to win. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about. I can't assure you what he's about. And I mean, I've been a big Ant supporter, but honestly, since
Same.
the Olympics, he's stepped in mud a couple times with some idiotic comments, and I don't
Yeah.
think he's trending in the right direction in that way. I have some concerns, not necessarily so much on-court performance yet, but I don't get the vibe of focus and commitment that I want to see from that type of player.
Yeah.
I
Last year
think
was
we're
different.
seeing that.
Yeah.
So he may be on a path to just kind of do that other route. But to me, if I'm his advisor, if I'm close to him, I said, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
If we want to win titles, put ourselves in the best possible situation, I don't think there's another option.
Is everyone sour on the Timberwolves as far as not being able to make it as far as they did last year?
I just
Yeah,
think they need
I
an
think- I think
identity
they got
again.
worse.
I think, honestly, though, I mean, it's the first game of the season. I'll be the wrench then. I just think they need an identity change, and they're going to have to figure out the lineups because that Mike Conley and then putting DiVincenzo as a point guard, and he was playing a little bit more time than Mike Conley in like certain
I don't
spurts
think
that
there's
were
a world
necessary.
where Julius Randle as your second best player is going to take.
I
you
don't
far.
think
Right.
I don't think
I
it's
agree.
done by him being the second best player. I think is being done by committee. I think it has to be done by committee.
I don't think the committee has the right members.
I could agree with you on that, but it's just they got to figure out to make it work, and I think is a possibility they can do that. I'm not going to write them off.
I am.
I am.
They have
I
the
am.
third, maybe the fifth best player in the NBA.
They're not a serious contender with the roster they have.
We'll see.
That's a conversation. Is Anthony Edwards a top 5 player in the NBA currently?
He's not.
I don't think so.
No.
Whoa.
And he's never.
He
He's
really is
not
not.
and never was. But, and I don't think he has the play style. Like with this team, he would need to do like a Allen Iverson, Luka, LeBron thing. But that's not his play style. You know, he's a ISO get a bucket. He's not a system, right? So
Yeah, he can't carry.
He can't. I don't want to say he can't carry
I don't
because
think
if he can carry as far as like a Kobe,
can't facilitate.
he has the potential to carry like a Kobe, ISO scorer, Carmelo, things like that. But
They needed heavy
He's not a
pieces to make
facilitator
that
at
work, though. Like the pieces they had to put around Kobe and Carmelo were big pieces to make that work.
Yeah.
Right, and that's the biggest problem is they don't have good pieces around him right now.
Yeah.
And the way they've kind of made this trade, I don't think that they have necessarily
a
and
funky
the Rudy
roster.
Gobert extension, I don't know that they have the flexibility to do that. So when he has the opportunity to extend or re-up, he needs to go.
Question is last thing I'll touch on it. Is Randall and DiVincenzo's contract just a 1 year?
That I don't know.
No, they got a couple years.
Randall has
years.
2 years left, and I think DiVincenzo has 2 as well.
Huh.
DiVincenzo is on a good deal though. Solid.
Yeah.
Gobert's not the worst deal. He did take a
DiVincenzo's not
pay
even the
cut.
problem.
Carl's
He
is
opted out
longer.
of his fourth year of his original contract to take the pay cut.
Yeah.
Dante DiVincenzo was the only thing that came out of that deal that was good.
That's the only thing.
It's the only thing. So I don't mind him at all.
I don't think any team with Randall on the roster is winning
Right.
ever.
Carl has like another 4 or 5 years on his contract right now. He has to. 'Cause
I
he
don't
signed
know.
a max
He
with
just
them.
he just signed a max like
Yeah.
recently.
So I think
Yeah.
that was more of an offload move, if anything, because maybe these can be pieces to use to be traded next
You
year.
don't offload though.
That's what
When,
we're saying.
Yeah,
when you
we're
make it to
saying
the
you
conference
offload
finals, you
when
don't
you're competing
offload.
for
Well,
a
you
championship.
have pieces that make enough money now because the new CBA rules to be used to grab another good player who wants to leave where he's out to come play in Minnesota. But I know your philosophy on this, he should leave. But what if things change and they can go get a player and he wants to go with Ant to Minnesota? That's my logic on it. Because usually when you're making a good team, it takes 2 years. It takes at least 2 to 3 years to like switch up your identity, who you are, how you play, what you're doing. Because that Warriors team that won with the Celtics is a lot different than that Warriors team that won with KD and all
Players
the
may
That-
want to play with Ant,
what I'm
but
saying?
players probably don't want to play in Minnesota.
Agree with that.
That's a fair assessment, and again, and that's a good comment you made there too. But like, New York found a sucker in Minnesota.
Yeah,
for sure,
bro.
for sure. I'll give you
I don't know
that.
how many other
got a steal.
suckers are out there that'll take Randall and DiVincenzo in the trade back
Yeah.
or whatever
Yeah.
the hell else they have willing to trade to get a star player in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean,
I think it's.
Did they even have their picks to make any like worthwhile?
They have
move?
their own picks, but they had to. I know they had to give up a ton to get Gobert. So I'm not sure.
They gave up 4 to get Gobert. So
Yeah, that's what I'm
do
saying.
they even have left?
It's that Gobert just screwed them in a place that I just would not like to get screwed in. So whatever. But
Care to elaborate?
I can't elaborate on Bronny, man. Bronny and LeBron here.
Oh God.
So on the other side of things of that game, LeBron and Bronny got a chance to play together and things like that. And
This is my least favorite topic in basketball.
my overall take on it, man, is I feel like the Lakers, and I did see this comment somewhere else, but I wholeheartedly agree. They treated Bronny like a Make-A-Wish player, man.
They did.
They treated him like a Make-A-Wish guy.
Go there with your dad.
I thought it was. I mean, okay. I enjoy the moment that he played. I enjoyed that, but like
course.
I felt like you have the upper hand in the game. He literally did nothing wrong when he came on the floor. Like let him rock out to halftime, like another 2.5 minutes. Like that made no sense at all. That was just really weird.
That shows you that JJ knows that he shouldn't be playing in the NBA.
But
That's what it shows.
I don't disagree with that overall take, but I seriously think that there was no need to bring him out in the time that they brought him out.
Yeah.
You have the upper hand in the game. Just let him ride out to halftime. I mean, if he did something horrifically stupid in the 2.5 minutes, maybe give him the hook. But it really kind of cheapened the moment unnecessarily.
I think he sucks.
He may well suck.
I think he's ready at all.
I think Bronny will struggle at the Orlando Pro-Am and Ace League. I think Hassani Gravitz is much better. I think he would kill him.
Hey.
That's
Not the Pro-Am run by Mo Hampton.
I think he will struggle to score on Melo. I think he sucks. I don't think it's nothing he does. He does not have an advanced skill in the game of basketball. I think he has good, solid IQ. And he can play a little defense.
I actually disagree. I don't see IQ from him. That's my opinion.
But he's small. He's smaller than I thought he was.
Yeah, he's actually
He
really
looks
small.
really small out there. He's not. No, he's
Yeah.
not 60. He was listed at 6'1". I think I think he's barely 6 foot.
Yeah, me too. I think I agree with him on that too, man. Because when I see
he
him
gotta
next to
be. He
Braun,
definitely over 6 feet.
no, because Gabe Vincent and him look the same height, and Gabe Vincent's like a solid 5'11", maybe 6 foot. I don't think Gabe Vincent's that much bigger.
No matter what his height is, he looks small. That's
he
just
does.
a thing, and he plays small as well. So whatever the case may be, and I figure he's going to go straight to the G League after this. But if not, this is just it's a you know what show.
Yeah, LeBron show.
What's the benefit
No,
of having him
shit.
in the NBA right now? Getting minutes on the Lakers. What is really the benefit?
He's not going to get
Who does
minutes
that
on the
help? Does
Lakers.
it help the Lakers? Does it help him to develop? I don't think so.
He's not going to get minutes on the Lakers, though. This is
I mean,
just a one-time thing for them for the appeal of it. That's all it was. He's not going to play again.
We have to hope so.
My view on it, and I just judging off the reaction and vibes of the Laker teammates.
I didn't think they liked it either.
I think they did like it.
You did?
And I think they've enjoyed having him around, and it's been a source of fun.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of like Thanasis
Oh.
in Milwaukee. It's not a
Is
player.
that his role?
Yeah.
Wow.
100%.
He was cheering. He was a good cheerleader.
No,
I hate
I'm
to
saying-
say that.
no,
He's
I'm
a great
saying, like,
cheerleader.
We talking about Bronny?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing now. He's a great cheerleader. That's what we do now.
It is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
he brings
People
like
get paid for
there's
that.
a certain positivity and enjoyment that he brings to the locker room because I think people, like it feels positive when he's around. It doesn't feel negative.
All this for that?
All this for what? I mean, it's always going to be overplayed from the beginning. It's been overplayed since he was in high school. Like,
Yeah, it
it is
has.
what it is. If you reject the narrative of having him involved at all, you're never going to be happy. But and it doesn't matter. I mean, his involvement in the NBA is so marginally infinitesimal that it does not matter.
Yeah, but I guess
like, he
there's
can't
a
really
large
impact games.
there's a large group of people who still believes he's a good basketball player.
Yeah, but what do we say about those people?
They're idiots. I don't
Idiots,
know.
but idiots don't matter. Like, if you're a thinking person, like, you can't be swayed by idiots.
Of course.
They literally don't matter. If they matter to you, you might be one of them.
This is just the Lakers trying to make history. That's all it is. They're just trying to make history. They're just trying to be a part of this. This is going to be trending forever. He's going to be in the G League. He's not supposed to get minutes. He was never
real
supposed
quick,
to play that game.
If it's not LeBron, right, and it's someone else, because I think it's going to only be LeBron who can do something like this due to his track record, his longevity, how long he's been playing. Like, if we got this from another player, like, rest in peace, Kobe, right? And let's say Kobe had a son and he made it to the NBA, he played with Kobe. Would the moment be different? Would it be like,
Well, I think
That'd be
no.
Kobe. You know what I'm saying?
But Kobe was the wrong example.
Yeah, okay.
Like there's a handful of absolutely iconic players in the game that they and Kobe would be one of the few that could maybe pull this off if they have a son.
That's
and
why I
whatever.
used them.
But I think the better example, this is not happening with anybody else.
Of
This
course
is not. This is not happening with
Jason
Karl Malone's illegitimate son. Like this wouldn't happen.
It's quitting football.
and his then 13-year-old mother.
Man. The real mailman.
Hey, Diddy got nothing on the mailman.
At all. So I heard.
Got nothing on him.
Nah, I think you guys are right with the whole Bronny experiment. I hope it does get shut down. I hope this isn't what the Lakers gonna do the whole season because AD is freaking hooping, bro. He looks good. Like he hooped.
And JJ Redick is a really good coach. After
made
one game.
adjustments.
One game. No, he was making adjustments. You're right.
No, I love JJ's press conferences already.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be Greg Popovich.
He's phenomenal. Like just the ease he has talking and the way he can just talk about everything.
Yeah, he's a savant.
You can tell the players
absolutely-
feel like a sense of relief of having somebody who's actually like.
Yeah.
He called some
game
good
planning
timeouts
and
yesterday. He called some really good. He was in a chess match with Minnesota's coach yesterday. Believe it or not, the game was closer than we really are really letting it to be on. But there were some timeouts that he called that I was like, that was needed. Because Darvin Ham would never call that timeout. He would have let them bleed and let a comeback happen, and then called a timeout when they're down by 2 or 3.
Darvin Ham, he looks like a guy that plays at the rec and smells of alcohol. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're 100% right. 100%.
I think he's a bad example of a player coach. I think he's a type who just wants to let the players be players. And he does. I don't think he realizes that you got to coach these guys.
He just wanted to be a team manager. That's what he was. He was a team manager.
No cap.
Yeah. Kobe says Dwayne Wade wasn't iconic enough to make it work out.
Dwayne Wade couldn't even get his son minutes at Sierra Canyon.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, and LeBron's son played there, and that's LeBron's bestie at the time.
Yeah, no, it was
crazy.
wild because I remember when they were going down in the state playoffs, D Wade was on TV and he was like, "I'm not even watching." He was just the angry parent whose kid's not playing.
Yeah.
Forget about all his accolades. He was just a guy who your son ain't playing.
That's crazy.
That's it.
Dwayne Wade's part owner of a bad team in the NBA. He still can't get his son in the league.
Utah Jazz.
That's crazy.
That's right.
He got him on the G
He's on the
League,
G
too.
League.
Yeah, barely because he was just playing in Africa, so he could have even cut it in the G League long enough. He's back in the draft.
Oh, he was over there playing with J. Cole.
Yeah.
J. Cole only played about 3 games.
I don't know. I don't know about your basketball acumen if you play
And I
with J.
think
Cole.
his career numbers are better than Zion.
Really quick here, you guys are still on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Royal13thebrand.com, one of our sponsors, Royal13thebrand.com. Use promo code Bubba Pink and be fresh, okay? Heading into this winter. We're still in the fall, so they got a couple fall items still on there, but use promo code Bubba Pink and be fresh, all right? It's all about being fresh. Okay. Somebody else who's typically fresh with all this money he got, signing max extensions, Joel Embiid, a member of my Philadelphia 76ers, a team I endear so very much dearly. And, first he came out, we kind of talked about how he said he doesn't ever foresee himself playing in back-to-back games again. And then news rung out that he wasn't going to play in the season opener, him and Paul George. And then you got a bunch of old guys coming out and talking trash about it. And Kevin Garnett, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, they hate it. They don't like it. What do you guys think? I'll say my take for the end.
I hate it. I don't like it. I think you just need to play and you find a rhythm and you just gut through it. And if your body breaks down, it breaks down and you go find something else to do.
Man.
But is him not playing back-to-back games, and this is a question for you, Bubba, was this a statement that he just made, or is this under medical advice that you're not supposed to play back-to-back games? I mean,
1,000% under medical advice. Yeah.
Okay. So it's basically just acknowledging what the medical team is telling him to do.
Yeah.
How many back-to-back games?
This is not a decision under Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
How many are there in a season?
Philly has 15. Maybe. He would miss 7 to 8 if he did half.
Yeah. 15 back-to-back games.
So he would miss 7 to 8 games. depending on what he picked.
I mean, to me, it's not a big deal.
At the end of the day, it's not a big deal because has he ever played 82 games? Has he ever played 75 games in a year?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so anyway. So, I mean, this doesn't really change what he brings to the table. So, I mean, it's kind of meaningless. And again, if it's under the medical team's advice, it's not him just popping off with some comment that, doesn't go over well. But, I mean, just personally, I think when you don't play, it just causes more problems, man.
Yeah, I do too. I do, especially with that brand new team. He needs to play. That's the only way they're gonna get better. And you have all these mouths to feed now. He's not gonna be touching the ball as much, so he has to develop a rhythm, when to score, how to score, what time it's his time, what time it's Paul George's time, and you don't get that unless you play with someone else consistently.
But is 8 games gonna make a difference?
In the playoffs, when they're playing teams that have been together for 2
He's not gonna
years.
miss
That's 8 games that he
playoffs.
plans to miss, but it's Joel Embiid. How often is he injured throughout the season?
Right, but he's not planning for those, so we can't speak on what
But
he's
we
not
already have
planning
one
for.
right now, so we know Embiid's
just
track
the
record
first game.
previously.
We're already at 9
He's
fucking games.
He's continuously injured every year.
Playing hooky first game.
He's gonna miss at minimum 15 games. At minimum, I think we can agree on that, right?
Yeah.
It would be shocking
To me-
if he played 68 or
To
60.
me, you gotta maximize.
68
To me, you
is
gotta
the sweet spot.
maximize. To me, it's smart. I get it that nobody likes it, but you have to maximize what you can bring to the table, not minimize it. And if he tries to play 72 games, 80 games, he's minimizing what he can bring to the table, not maximizing.
Players like that have a blemish to me, like Kawhi Leonard.
Don't
players.
even talk to me about that.
No, I'm on the same boat.
but-
However
but-
you feel.
Why does he have a blemish?
I just look
He's
at
a
it.
champion. We create this sports culture where
I
if you
thought you were talking
don't
about
if you
Embiid
don't
still.
win, you're a bum. If you don't win, you're a bum. Kawhi won. He's not a bum. There's no blemish. He's a champion.
sure.
And guess what? The year that he became a champion, before the season, they said Kawhi Leonard is not going to play any back-to-backs. Kawhi Leonard only played 60 games. Not even that. It was like 58, 59 games.
Yeah.
He was healthy throughout the entire playoffs. They won the championship. And guess what? Before the season, during the season, Charles Barkley, Kevin, and all of those old guys, oh, man, he said he's not going to play any back-to-backs. This is why I hate the game. And then he's not even going to be healthy anyway. Who cares? And guess what? He was healthy. And he killed the playoffs. He was the best player in the NBA that year and the playoffs. Now, they tell you all the time the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over. Joel Embiid, over and over again, he tries to play as many games as he can to the dismay of the medical team. There's a beef between Joel Embiid and the medical team because the medical team wants Joel Embiid to sit out games. Joel Embiid does not want to sit out games ever. And he always breaks down in the playoffs. Some of them are freak injuries, but it is what it is. That is what it is. So if you want to just keep doing it every year, saying I'm going to play maximum amount of games, and I think for him, it was mostly because he really wanted the MVP, because he really wanted personal accolades. And I think that's really why he wanted to play every game he possibly could in the regular season. But he's done that. And he hasn't been healthy in the playoffs.
So
I do want them to try this, see where it goes. It got Kawhi Leonard a championship.
I mean, I guess you could look at it like that. I just feel like the way I look at Philly is like Philly's like a broke man, and a broke man has to use his car every day, and that's the car they're using. I don't think they have the luxury. They're not the rich man. They don't have the luxury of other teams where they can sit certain players or do that right now. He is their focal point. He is their offense. So I think, again, I don't think.
So was Kawhi Leonard. He was. What you thought? You thought
We do
Kyle
this
Lowry?
every time. We do this on our podcast.
You thought Kyle Lowry was the offense? What do you think?
Pascal Siakam. I do
Pascal
this every
became
time.
Pascal that season by the end of it, but he wasn't Pascal.
Yeah,
before.
okay. And
balling
Philly
the
has
whole year.
Philly has
He
Paul
was
George and Tyrese
Robin.
Maxey. Tyrese Maxey
Pascal
is
No,
the
Philly has Tyrese
16
Maxey.
points per game that year?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking
like
about?
he's the same
Bro,
level of
he-
player. Like it's
Kawhi
the
was
same
a top 5
situation.
player in the NBA that year.
He was. 100%.
Philly's
No
gonna be
argument.
fine.
No, I'm
with
not
him
saying
missing
that he
five
wasn't a
games.
top 5 player.
They're
I'm
gonna
not calling
skirt
him
through. They're gonna
bum.
win at least 48 games with him missing like 20 games this season. It's gonna be an experiment to see if it works. But what happens if it doesn't? What do you think they do if they don't make it past the second round
There's
again?
nothing
Okay.
you can do.
Nothing.
I'd rather you try this than to keep banging your head of what doesn't work.
There's
If it
no-
doesn't work, then guess what? The last 9 years hasn't worked. It's the same.
There's
It's
no
the same
world
exact
where you
thing.
have a player of his caliber and you give up. You continue to try until he's as long as he's willing to try. I'm gonna try with you, and that's the same thing the Spurs were going through with Kawhi. As long as you're willing to try, we will try with you. When Kawhi said, "Fuck it, I don't want to do this anymore because y'all trying to make me play and I don't want to play," now we're gonna trade you. But it's as long as Embiid shows up to training camp, shows up to the games, we are going to continue to try this until the wheels fall
I didn't want
off.
him in training camp. I want him to start playing in January every year,
Well,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
right before the playoffs
That's
start.
missing, 20 games right off the bat? That's crazy.
Hey,
Bro, we're at 15.
That's true.
hey.
I
Try it out.
don't think players like that should have a blemish. That's my opinion. Because
Nah, you do.
cannot control. They're not controlling that. They're not deciding to be injured. They're not deciding to miss games.
Grant Hill didn't. T-Mac didn't. But I look at them the way I look at them. I don't. They're potential players.
Grant
Potentially,
Hill's a
you
whole
could be
different
good.
situation. Grant Hill never hit his peak because of injury.
Neither did T-Mac.
These players, T-Mac hit a peak.
But I mean, any player that
It's not
is
bad,
extremely talented and suffers injuries that diminish their ability to participate.
It's a blemish.
The career is it's a blemish. You call it whatever you want
Yeah,
to call
but
it.
guess
It
what?
is
Not
it
there
is.
all
Kawhi
the
Leonard is
time.
a greater player than Grant Hill and T-Mac.
He's
Call it what you want, but he is.
No, he
yeah,
won.
talent-wise, hell yeah,
He-
we're not disagreeing with that.
He won titles, and again, there's a lot of factors that go into the legacy of a player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he accomplished winning titles, and so that puts him in a different space.
And
than
he's
some
one of
these
the
other
few
guys.
that can do that with being hurt. There's not a lot of players who are hurt who
Yeah.
win championships.
But I mean, but
But he had his own system and own way of doing it. Once he started getting injured, yeah, that was him. That wasn't the team. See, this is
Nick
the team
Nurse got
doing
hired
this.
that next year too.
This is the team doing this for Joel Embiid. I'm just talking about
Okay.
how he wants to set out. Kawhi Leonard had his own plan on how games he wanted
Yeah,
to play,
for
games
sure.
he didn't want to play, and just like Nas said, the Spurs wasn't down with that. Toronto was. And Toronto was starving for anything, and they said we'll take it. And you sit out, you tell us when you want to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? and it worked.
again, it worked. I mean, it also wouldn't have worked if the Warriors didn't disintegrate in front of him.
Maybe not. We don't live in that world.
Yeah. Maybe Kevin Durant should have sat down. for
Maybe
8 games that year.
Durant should have sat his ass down. Maybe
And
so.
Clay.
But I will always respect him for playing.
For sure.
Always respect him for playing.
And I respect the loss, and they got to salute Kawhi because he did what was needed to do. He did what his body asked him to do. Let me see what this comment says here. Embiid, what is that? I can't see shit with these guys.
Embiid, fresh and rested at 7 seed, is better than tired Embiid with a 2nd seed.
All right,
I agree.
there we go. Shout out to
I don't
Fish.
think seeds are important anymore in the playoffs. I think these last couple of years have been kind of.
I would want to avoid Boston at all costs.
Well, yeah, I mean, other than the racist places.
Seeding is definitely important. A lot of teams suffered because of seeding.
Yeah.
Like the Lakers definitely could have used a higher seed.
No, I don't think that would.
Honestly, even a lower seed.
Lakers don't want to see Denver, and
Yeah.
nobody wants to see Boston. And then outside of that, I'm kind of with you. Whatever, whoever comes, it comes. Pause if we still doing that these days.
It's a new era.
Oh, we're still in the no dig phase.
It's a new era is crazy.
Where we going here? Where we going? We're going somewhere here. Oh, first of all, so where do you have Philly going? This is a general question before we move on quickly here.
Seed wise?
No. Just do you see them advancing past the second round?
No.
Okay.
I do not.
Okay.
Me neither.
Unfortunately.
Well, history is on your side, believe it or not.
I think it's possible. I wouldn't bet on it though.
I factored history into my decision.
Yeah, me too.
That's fair, man. I told everybody on Facebook today what they should do is they should download the Hard Rock app. Okay, and if you have it already, that's awesome. What you do is you go to the NBA section.
Right now.
Okay, you go to future bets. Okay, and then you go to the 2024-2025 NBA champion, and then once you get there, the next step you need to do is go check your bank account, checking and savings. Okay, take every single dime that you own out of checking and savings and bet it all on the Philadelphia 76ers to win the 2024-2025 championship. All right, that's what you need to do.
Is that what you did?
Huh?
Financial
Is that what you did?
burdens.
I did. I did a version of that, but
Okay.
it's if you're big money and if that's what you want, that's what you should do.
What's
You're
your
not-
appeal?
You're not big money?
What's your appeal on that?
I'm on child support.
I feel that. That's why.
No, I'm lying.
As the child.
He's never gonna get fed.
Let's see here. I don't know what I mean by Miami. What? Okay, I didn't want to go to NFL just yet. I don't think. Do I? All right, but we're already here, I guess. Okay. Miami Dolphins. I was like, Miami? I know I don't want to talk about Miami Heat. Who wants to talk about Miami Heat? Okay. So there was basically Tua is coming back here. And Tyreek, man, if you play fantasy football, which I got Tyreek in 2 leagues, you basically had to bench him for the past, 3 weeks or so. He just, the last game, he had 0 targets and catches. That's nuts. Him and Waddle. Or they combined for 3 targets together for 0 catches. That's nuts in the whole game. Healthy. All right. So Tua's coming back, and Tyreek says, we're back, baby. Strike up the effing band. Start me this week in fantasy.
Yeah.
My boy.
Your boy tripping.
That's funny.
It's 0 targets.
Huh?
0?
0 catches. I think
Okay.
him and Waddle combined for a couple of targets,
Okay.
but 0 catches.
Yeah, their quarterback is, I think, Huntley, right? Huntley's their
Yeah,
quarterback.
man.
Yeah, no. It's a running back.
Black quarterbacks that's taking a step back.
Man. Nah, Lamar Jackson was doing his thing. This last,
Actually, or just you just joking?
what?
Like you said, it's a running back.
No, he'd be a better running back than a
Oh,
quarterback.
I thought you meant they actually
Who?
put a running back.
Huntley.
Huntley would be a better running back than quarterback.
It'd just be better in the Canadian League.
Not in NFL.
XFL.
Yeah, the XFL.
That's a real.
That's
Maybe in
still
a
a thing?
flag league.
Maybe so. Hey,
Man.
yeah, those guys are ready to challenge the NFL.
Yeah.
They can use his.
Put Huntley out
Real-
front.
real quick. Do you guys think the art of the backup quarterback has been lost in NFL?
Where was there ever art in
There was
that
an
role?
art to the backup quarterback. There was a
Holding
decent.
clipboard.
No, there was some quarterbacks that were decent.
Some teams
Like
do
who?
invest. Some
Yeah.
teams do
But
invest.
who are the decent backups?
I think Carson Wentz is a decent backup.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure. They run a wildcat with him sometimes too, as well.
Yeah, he gets in.
Isn't
They're
Flacco still playing backup?
Flacco is a valuable
a-
backup.
Flacco should be
Great.
starting.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I mean, they're not bad. I mean,
Do you remember? I know we're on the Dolphins, but do you remember? I'm a Gator fan. Do you remember when Anthony Richardson was drafted? Do you remember I said what are you doing drafting him this high?
They thought they had
And YouTube comments was crazy. Oh, his athleticism and his potential, and I
That's
said
all.
he's not ready. He's nowhere near ready to be an NFL quarterback.
Nope.
But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't
no,
know.
I mean, there's always been a few, and there will always continue to be a few. I mean, like Flacco's an ideal example. I think Jameis is a competent backup at
Mason
this point in his
Rudolph
life.
playing pretty good.
Mason Rudolph's okay.
Andy Dalton.
Well, whether you want to consider Russell Wilson or Fields the backup at this point, that you've got options. I mean, I don't think there's any particular art to the backup. I think that NFL quarterback is probably the most difficult
For sure.
position to play in any sport in the world. As an individual position and role, and there's just simply not enough people on the planet that can play that position, and that extends to starters. There's not 32 people on the earth right now that can function at an acceptable level at that spot.
Yeah, you got 11 things to worry about, not including yourself. So for sure.
And that's it. And then, again, when you suck at that spot, it affects everything. I mean, Tyreek Hill has wasted half a season essentially of his, kind of later prime years here.
Yeah.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
And Waddle's a guy that, he's made some plays, but
He should be way
on
better.
the whole, he's not evolving in a great way. And none of the things happening with Tua are helping that any further.
Right.
I mean, his career is just kind of muddling away in a bad situation. So, for receivers, you got to pay attention to where the hell you go and who you're playing with.
For sure. That's why Lamar can't get anybody to go over there to Baltimore. Exactly that. That offense.
Yeah.
You can't be a good receiver in that offense.
Yeah, I mean they have a good one now. He has plenty of weapons now, man.
Yeah.
So there's no
Bateman.
Yeah, there's
Drew
weapons,
Flowers.
but there's just a way that they play football that doesn't really highlight the
Appeal.
individual receiver.
Yeah.
the number one receiver. He gets numbers and does well. And he's a top 10 receiver in the league.
Was that
Yeah.
top
yeah.
10?
Yeah,
I don't know.
production wise,
Okay,
this
okay,
season,
production-wise.
not over the course of his career. I'm just
Yeah.
talking about this season, this year. He's been balling out, and it's been conducive to that. But and Lamar, this is Lamar's best passing season so far.
For sure, yeah.
that he's had in the league as well. But yeah, over time, I 100% agree with you guys. He couldn't get a receiver over there. One guy left for less money. So yeah,
Brown.
Yeah, Brown. He left for less money.
at the end of the day, since Lamar's been there, they've always run the football well with Lamar and even with a committee of backs. Now with Derrick Henry, they're running it, great with a great running back.
Yeah.
And Lamar has always had a propensity to throw to tight ends.
Yeah.
Whether it was Mark Andrews or last year when Andrews was unavailable, he likely
now, yeah.
was very productive. It's just he's just not a guy that really vibes with a number one receiver like that.
Yeah.
And it just kind of is what it is. We have enough data and enough evidence to say this is what he is.
Yeah.
He's still a great player, and they're still, for the large part, a winning team.
Yeah.
So you can't be too critical of what they do.
For sure.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. That's for sure. Now, moving from one elite quarterback to the next here is my guy here. I don't want to take these.
Just take them.
I don't want to take these. The Deion Sanders, man.
You gotta get your money's worth, man.
Want to parlay? I went crazy on Amazon, man. They said Deion got some shades. They cost a little pretty penny too, man. But
I saw that trade really happened. I thought
yeah,
it was a joke at first.
So DeAndre Hopkins.
Hold on. What did
Just
they,
saw that today.
What did they cost though?
What's this?
108.
Is
The
it what it
Pacers came
cost?
back.
For real?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
last-
Is it
I mean,
how many minutes left?
I'm not feeling much more than $49.99.
I lost my over. You said what now?
$49.99.
What, the glasses? The
Yeah.
shades? No, man, they're in the hundreds.
Nah, those are
Hundreds.
expensive. Yeah, those are
How much?
expensive.
Huh?
How much?
How much?
I got people watching that want purses and stuff, man. I told them I'm broke.
Just tell,
You know, some of the viewers.
hey, just tell him you got to love yourself before you can love others.
Well, I think Mahomes is loving this trade,
Checkmate, hose.
Yeah, man. I think this is a little long overdue, though.
man. To get a target in there, man.
What is long overdue for a team that continues to win championships? How is this long
Nah,
overdue?
this is. I mean, if you watch football, you've been waiting for him to link up with a really good receiver since.
Tyreek.
That was like
Yeah.
that's like saying Kevin Durant joining the Warriors is long overdue.
No, that's different. That's different because
I felt that way.
for Kevin Durant to win a championship for sure.
Well, speaking of, though, we just mentioned him. Is Marquise Brown expected back at all?
He is. It's a long-term injury. He is expected back, but like on the back end of the season. Rice is. They haven't called him out for the rest of the season, but again, you're talking about playoffs return.
Yeah.
Hartman is out for a week or two. He's week to week, but he's going to be out for at least 2 weeks.
Kadarius Toney feels like he's out all the time.
Who's that?
Kadarius Toney.
No, Tony's
he's-
been
he's-
gone.
Feels like he's out. Though.
No, he's cut.
No, they cut
Oh, he's
him.
officially cut now?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, man,
Long
you're about
time.
2 or 3 months late.
I am.
He didn't
Wow.
make it. He didn't make it out of camp.
Yeah,
God.
No.
but he wasn't. I mean, he was wilding out all the
no.
time.
How much gas do you think DeAndre still has in the tank?
That's the question.
I think he has some. He just last year.
Enough
He
to
had,
impact the game.
last year he had a 1,000-yard receiving
Like
campaign.
quarter tank?
A little more than a quarter.
I think he could give him what Juju gave him that year. They beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think
And that's another thing. Juju's out too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, and that's all they need him to be.
Yeah.
And he's as good as Juju.
just a little bit more attention and free up those other receivers who are not that good. And I don't know why they have them still, but to free them up. Other than Xavier Worthy and Travis Kelce,
Yeah, and right now Worthy's just a one trick pony.
Yeah.
And this is another thing too. You know, I know the Chiefs are my team, and I'm always gonna be pro Mahomes, but Mahomes is having what they're considering a bad season. So a lot of people talk about it: 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and they're talking about all these other quarterbacks are just better this year and this and that. But I fight back on that. That these other quarterbacks are having, are better this season, because when you take into account, the weapons not being that great this year, not good at all. Last year they weren't either, and he still won the Super Bowl. But offensive line, we got a rookie left tackle. Left tackle is the most important position
You guys got
probably
one of the
in football.
Best offensive line coaches, though. Like, your offensive line's
The
always
coaching
on point.
staff is elite, period.
Yeah,
we got one of the
yeah.
best defensive coordinators in the game, Andy Reid, and then the offensive line
Yeah.
coach. But still, is the rookie left tackle. He's struggling. You know what I mean? But with all of that and the numbers that Mahomes has, but guess what? In the fourth quarter, he has the best fourth quarter QBR. Okay, he's the only quarterback in the MVP race, okay, that has not thrown an interception in the fourth quarter. But at the same time, he has 8 interceptions on the season. Like, when it's winning time, when it's closing time, there is no one better than Mahomes. And the numbers show it. It's not just the eye test.
Yeah.
The numbers show it as well. And to me, that's why he's still even the best quarterback in this particular season, not just overall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree with you. I mean, he has an ability to conjure up great performance on command. It does beg the question, like, why can't he play with a bit more efficiency during the other part of the game?
Yeah.
But, like, again, great players know when to be great, and he's a perfect example of it. It reminds me of the Kobe Shumpert story, where Shumpert was playing with the Knicks. Kobe was obviously the Lakers. And Shumpert was young in the league. He actually got a couple steals off Kobe or whatever. And then they start the fourth quarter. Kobe comes off the bench and just looks at him and goes, "Hey, you've had a good game," and then takes over.
Yeah, I know that story. Good game, Rook.
Yeah. And he's like, "What? There's still a quarter left. Like, what are you talking about?"
So the real game begins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that because, like I said, I watch football heavy. And when I watch their games, again, I haven't been able to watch their games because they've been all their games this season have been like really ugly dogfights.
Yeah.
And that's what the team they've become, and I think that's their identity. And a lot of people run from that. They don't have like stars. I think the only star they really have is their quarterback and the guy that's dating that girl, Taylor Swift. But other than that, like when it comes to stars, yeah, because tight end
Chris Jones.
Yeah, Chris Jones is another
monster.
He's a star. I mean, he's as good a defensive lineman as there is.
Yeah.
And we probably have the best cornerback in the league, top 3 at least.
Yeah.
I was gonna give them their flowers. Like the fact that they haven't lost since last Christmas, the fact that they're doing this while being shitty. Like
they're
being
not
good.
being shitty though. That's the thing. Like when and I've watched every Chiefs game this year. Like that defense just continues to respond in big moments.
Yeah.
Like when Pat throws the pick, it's like they almost immediately respond with a stop or preserving a field goal. It's like there's a joy in watching a team play that way.
Yeah.
And when you watch a lot of other teams and they're just kind of all over the place. They're good one minute, bad the next. But the Chiefs know exactly who they are. They play to their character every fucking week, and it's a beauty to watch. It's absolutely beautiful football.
It really is, man. And and there's been only one team this year that has held Derrick Henry to under 50 yards rushing. That's the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they're the number one rush defense in the league. You can't run on them. And that's, and I know a lot of people, the trending pick is to pick Baltimore Ravens. A lot of people are running the Hard Rock, future NFL championship, and they're putting a lot of money on the Ravens. But I just, and they do look better than even they did in the beginning of the season. I understand it's a different team. But, beware, man, because they're a rushing team, and that's the strength of the Kansas City's defense is the rush defense, okay? So, good luck betting against Mahomes, especially in the playoffs.
Their pass defense isn't bad either.
No, like I said, they have the top 3 corner in the league. I think it's the best, but, definitely not past top 3.
But, and their ability to blitz and get guys running free is phenomenal.
It is.
They do it every week. They get guys running free on blitzes a couple times a game and usually in big moments.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. All right, moving along here, and don't forget you guys are still on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports, music, and mayhem. We're available on all podcast streaming platforms, including here on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. We have Hoop Talk Basketball, Hoop Talk Podcast in here. Okay, Hoop Talk Podcast. All right, and what can they find you guys?
They can find us everywhere. They can find us on YouTube. We go through our main page, which is the Atlanta Sports, realistically. So if you want to find us, go through Atlanta Sports on YouTube, Atlanta.sports on Instagram, and that's really where we do the majority of our content, the majority of our stuff. But we're also on TikTok and soon to be on Twitter or X, whatever. We're on everywhere. So just look for Atlanta Sports, and you're going to find it, all right? That's Atlanta, ATLETA Sports, all right?
Subscribe, follow, and share, please.
That's right. You guys talk like hoops in a lot of different areas, too, not just NBA. Okay. Before I get to some of these other topics here, you guys are normally at GM5. You guys have been there every week, right? Have you missed a week for the most part?
Missed 2, I think, in total.
Yeah. And GM5 is a me and Pink and I like to call it. It's the premier adults men's rec league in the Orlando area.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. Very competitive. Got a few guys that have played overseas basketball, 2 that are active, just looking for deals here and there. So it is a premier a rec league, men's basketball league. And so what are some of y'all takeaways, man, from the league this season?
Yo, can I go?
Go ahead,
Yeah. yo, you guys go hard.
Absolutely,
These grown
bro.
men on a Saturday cussing you out, and their kids on the bench watching them play. I love it. I wanted to play. I'm not in shape, but I did want to get on the court and play. I might have to wait another season or so,
Perhaps a lifetime.
Maybe I'll just coach. Take a pink route. But no, I love the competitiveness, and I love how organized it is. To the T of time management. I love how there's the refs. Actually, they're not bad refs. And they actually care about the games. They're not just calling shit to call shit and to get it pushing, even though sometimes, everybody has their day. But for sure. But that's my favorite aspect about it. That's why I keep coming back, because you don't really, as you get older, you don't play sports as much. You don't really get to be competitive. And even being around that atmosphere as a man, you kind of soak it in. And it's like fun. It's like being with the boys, I love that.
Yeah, I love GM5. I mean, y'all show a lot of love. TP shows a lot of love. The players, coaches, the supporters, everybody shows a lot of love. And it's a lot of exciting basketball. I feel like people are very underrating when it comes to, like, local scene of basketball. Most people, of course, the NBA is a monopoly. So when you think basketball, you think the NBA. You know what I mean? So, But you'd be surprised how much fun basketball there is to watch out here. Like, whether it's a rec league or a semi-pro league, these basketball players in the local scene, they can put on a show, too. And it's actually – sometimes can be just as exciting. Of course, NBA players put on a greater show because of the platform they have. But you'd be surprised, man. Y'all got to tune in. They have their games on YouTube. They post their highlights.
Storylines.
Storylines.
Trades.
There's beef. There's drama. There's all types of shit. You know what I mean? So, like, if you want to have a fun time watching basketball, you'd be surprised how much intensity and entertainment, local leagues can bring.
Have y'all talked about, like, top 5 players in GM5?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
the time.
Do you have a
power
list?
rank a few times?
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about doing a power ranking before.
I know you do the
break.
teams. I know you do the teams, but I haven't seen you do the players.
I got Dom
I
somewhere at the
was
top.
thinking
Dom and
about doing
Rod somewhere up
players.
there.
Tell me. So yeah, give me y'all. Do y'all have, like? Do y'all?
Man, I got a visual.
I can tell you
Are
right
y'all
now.
in alignment?
Dom's my number one.
Yeah,
Dom's
without
your
a
number
doubt.
I think that's everybody's number one right here is Dom. Dom can put the show on.
Dom Douglas of Game Time.
Yeah.
Dom, Mello, Rod.
Oh, give me the numbers. So
That's
you
1,
said
2, 3 right there.
You have Dom at number 1.
Dom at number 1, Mello 2, Rod 3. Man, I have to think about 4 and 5 though.
So you guys got you. I know one of you guys are big on Luke.
Oh, we
No,
all are.
that's
That's
both
a
of
team
them.
game.
Luke.
I
Yeah,
forgot
but
to see Luke play
So
too
you
much.
so you
Yeah,
got
it's
so you
tough.
so you have
But he
Rod
hasn't
over Luke.
blessed.
I would put Rod over Luke. I think Rod does more things than Luke does. It's just it's difficult. It's a difficult conversation because whatever Luke does, he does it to an incredible degree.
Yeah.
But I like that Rod brings more things to the table.
Yeah.
I think both of them are top 10 though. I think Luke and Rod are top 10 players in GM5 and Mello. So I think on the bench has
The best
at
players.
least 3 out of in the top 10.
Is
that
that-
come the most consistently too. That's another part of this.
Is that y'all's consistent top 3 like his says?
That was his. I wouldn't put Rod in my top 3. I would have Dom. I would have Mello. I would have Zuldo.
You have
Yeah,
Zudo. You
yeah.
have Z at 3.
I would have Zuldo
That's
at
crazy.
3 off the top of my head. I could
That's
be
crazy.
missing
That's
somebody.
crazy.
I got Jalen
think that's
Monroe at my
crazy?
4.
Who?
Jalen Monroe.
Oh,
from
wow.
Count Up.
That's he's
My
one of my
super pick.
employees.
He's a good employee.
That's the shut the water off guy. He's on my
Oh.
staff.
Oh wow.
Yeah. He's on my staff.
I would say.
Wait, you're like real work staff?
Huh?
You're real
My
work
real work staff. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Waterco.
Oh, you gotta tap in with him.
Water company. Shut the water off. He's my valued employee.
Oh, that's dope.
Mello's
I
on
mean,
there.
he's doing that defensively right now
Yeah.
against every team.
That's what he means.
Yeah.
Oh,
But, I was gonna say on mine, it's a little different because I got to see Rod drop 27 points in like the first half, and then be like, "All right, y'all, I gotta go to." So I think Rod's up there. I think Dom's up there, but a player that I kind of because he's from where I'm from and Volusia County, I think Lito. Like the way he carries his team and everything is really underrated.
All
And I
right,
think-
we're gonna fast forward to this conversation. Yeah.
Nah, you don't like Lito?
Nah, I like Lito.
Man, come on, man.
First of all, Lito took some money from me, and I don't appreciate that. He really stole it. He got me, and he bet Miami against the Gators. And
Oh, so you know Lito.
he knew how good the Hurricanes was. I didn't, and he stole my money, and I don't appreciate that. But in any event, Lito in the top 5.
Yeah. I like
that's
Lito.
Crazy. That's a little silly though.
No. I do think like that team is really slept on. That team in general.
The
is really
team,
slept on.
yeah, I like the team. They're the best defensive team in the league. That's by metrics and that's by eye test.
Yeah.
Even though OTB put up.
I'm
Y'all
surprised
are
Rod's
different,
not top
though.
5
Y'all
in
are
scoring.
different.
Like, I'm looking at it right now. He looks like he would be top 5 in scoring.
Who's that?
Rod, but apparently he's not.
Well, I'm talking about top 5 overall.
No,
Like,
I'm
oh,
saying,
but
I
you're just-
swear
oh,
he'd
you're
be
looking
top
at
5.
it.
Yeah,
No,
he's not.
I think his first game was a little slow.
His first
Oh,
like
okay.
2
His
games.
first game he
Yeah,
had
first
28.
game. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Huh?
The first
28
game?
the first game.
No.
that was the second game.
Maybe the first game you
Okay.
saw him. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Nah, because I know the first game he came late, and then he only scored like 2 points.
Yeah,
Maybe
that
not
makes
even
sense.
that. He might not even
Yeah.
scored.
Yeah,
You
Because I
think
remember
Zuldo-
Pink in the thing is like, let's get Rod. A couple of touches just came in,
yeah,
and he got a couple touches, but he didn't score.
You think Zuldo top 3 is crazy?
yeah.
I think that's crazy.
Yeah, I do too.
Where would you put him?
He's somewhere in the back half of the 10, like 9, 10.
11 and 15.
What's your top 5?
Yeah. Flip the roles. Good shit.
Yeah. This season, you got to have Dom at 1 so far. Just literally talking about this season. I would have Melo at 2. And then this is where it gets tricky because there are a lot of various, different guys. I would have. I wish I had the thing. I'm looking at it. Go Pink. You know some guys
I would
that you have
consider
on top of your head?
AJ in there. I would consider AJ over Zuldo. That's the best I'd consider.
I mean, I like our big 3 guys a lot. I think Dom's probably in that mix as well.
Yeah, he is.
I think
It's tough when you're not looking at
Terrell
it.
needs some consideration. His consistency of performance I really like.
Terrell Christian?
Yeah. And who else jumps out?
He had one. Did he play? I didn't get to see him last week.
He-
Did he
he
play another
hasn't-
good game?
Terrell hasn't been that good or impactful this particular season.
See, I
he
have
comes late a lot.
I'm not a guy like I
He's
like AJ. Like I've been around AJ for years. Like I
Yeah.
know what he is, and like he's a guy I trust in heavy leverage moments.
He's
like,
still do with the locks.
Yeah,
big guy.
So it's like
Yeah.
I'm always, if I have to pick 10 guys to go play whoever out of the GM5 guys, AJ's coming with us.
For sure.
Like
for
I'll
sure.
just, that's just it's happening.
Aaron would be in
Aaron
my
Fair?
top 5. Yeah, Aaron would be in
Fair?
my top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
For
could be
this
him.
season again.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
this season.
The whole game time elite squad is just
Yeah, Aaron.
On
I
fire.
did forget Aaron. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I'd probably put him over Zuldo too.
Is
Yeah.
that the wait? Is that the light skinned kid with the fro?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
That's,
nice.
that's
He's
why I
nice.
had
How do you
to.
feel about
You
Sharif
kind of got to look at it.
on the
Yeah.
bench team?
Sharif is a great addition, man. Sharif is really good at what he does as well. He doesn't have his feet fully grounded yet, but Sharif is good, man. That's why we got him.
Every game we've seen, we caught fire so far.
Oh, you guys got Mello, my little young boo. Not your Mello.
Jello.
I call him Mello still. That's our thing. But regardless, he hates it. But regardless, he's pretty good, man. Like he's really good. Like how you guys use him as a utility player here and there.
He plays with incredible effort.
He does.
And it's one of those things. I mean, like how when given an opportunity, how he's been able to kind of impose his effort level on the game with guys that are, to me, significantly more skilled than he is.
For sure.
But every time he's been given an extended minute, he's really kind of made an impact in the game, and so that's certainly to his credit. And Bubba, he gets the kudos for scouting him.
Yeah.
That was
he
his
plays
pick.
on our
I was
junior NBA
unfamiliar
team.
with him, and Bubba's like in the draft. Hey, like if it breaks late, let's
He's
get this guy.
athletic. He can play the guard or the forward. He can guard your big man, or he can guard a
He
point
has
guard.
to figure out offense.
He
Like,
does.
He doesn't have an offensive
He doesn't.
game at all. And he's got to kind of figure that out.
Doesn't have a jump shot, and I tell him that all the time. It kind of cuts him back from his actual game, which is driving to the hole. And when you don't have a jump shot, you know how that goes. You're
Yeah,
gonna get
well,
that space, and you got to figure it out.
It's like a lot of things go. I mean, obviously having at least a competent jump shot
For
that,
sure.
that allows you to space the floor. He's on our team with the way the ball handling works. He's not going to have the ball in his hands a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's your thing, and you are kind of athletic and quick and energized, becoming an effective cutter
He does that well.
is something that you can really kind of emphasize and help find in your game. But I think like him, he's got to like look at the game and figure out like, okay, what are the core things I can do consistently among good players?
Exactly.
And, again, it's one of those deals where, like, you could play on another team in the league and maybe have a bigger role and have a chance to do more things. But if you want to play on the upper teams, you got to figure out, okay, what can I do with this group?
For sure.
Yeah, and our team specifically, we had to make quite a few changes because that is the thing. So, a lot of guys wanted more minutes, one thing about it is, Pink is the coach, and he makes, all of the decisions as far as substitution patterns and even draws up plays and stuff. And I take the lead as far as like, GM and moves and trades and additions to the team. But, some guys did want, like they wanted more time, more minutes. And he went to a worse team. But at the end of the day, it really depends because it's not the NBA, right? So it's like, okay, at the end of the day, you can call it a premier men's rec league or whatever you want to do, but it's still, at the end of the day, it's a rec league, right? Yeah. So it's like, I'm out here to play. I don't care if we win or not. I want to play.
Yeah, again, at the end of the day, is it worth it to you individually to pull up 12 Saturdays in the fall and play, 5 to 7 minutes a game? That's not really good for most guys.
Not at all. And they're paying money for that too.
Yeah, and
not our team.
Bless.
So that's
I'm paying money, motherfucker.
That's why. But also that's why we can make those moves and not feel any type of way. I don't feel any type of way. That Tommy wanted to leave, they wanted to leave, and
OJR need to take notes.
And that we had to move Alex and all of that.
OJR needs more than that. OJR, I feel bad.
And that's who we have Saturday. And we have to face, Tommy, who feels slighted by OTB and
storylines.
You know what I mean? So we have to play those guys, and and Nick kind of screwed me on the move, and
Farley,
and Nick, the team owner of OJR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that's fun, man. Pull up Saturdays, Gym 5 at every Saturday in in Sanford, actually, in Sanford. At what's the
Crooms Academy.
At Crooms Academy, all right.
We're definitely in Sanford.
Yeah, definitely in Sanford.
What time are you guys doing it on Saturday now? Because I heard it was going later.
To the afternoon.
To afternoon. So the game started at like either 1 or 2 now. Yeah. I believe at 1 p.m. it starts.
Yeah.
Our game is at 3 p.m. this Saturday.
That's the game you want to be at.
That's right.
All right. I got you guys in the finals.
I would hope so.
I hope we're there in real life.
We lost the game before the finals last season, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But not this season. All right, moving along, we're gonna hit a couple of trending stories here, and then we'll get out of here. The first one I wanted to hit is Camron. Actually, before the show, we were talking about Mason Camron's show. They're trending because Camron was trading shots with Liangelo Ball. You remember him? And that's the third ball, no pun intended. Some of my girlfriends are like, hey, got alert there. After slandering his basketball career, so they got into it, and at first he was talking about, because Liangelo is over in China, I'm 90% sure, and he was, he's balling, he's having a productive time, and he scored like whatever, I think it was like a 25 or 30 point game or something over there, and he was on social media feeling good about himself, and I guess Camron caught wind of it. It's like, yo, chill, this is not the NBA. You didn't make it there, and this and that, and you're doing too much celebrating over having a good game. And then that's when Liangelo hit back and was like, yo, all old guys just, they just always have something to say. I don't even know your music like that. All I know is the one song. And the honest thing, I know I'm from the South. I have this my homeboy Chris. He's from New York. And literally like 2 weeks ago, he sent me a clip of Camron back in the day dissing Jay-Z. And it was like that. And he was like, yo, you remember this? This was crazy. And I was like, nah. I don't. I was like, I've only heard one Camron song in my entire life. And that's what's funny. It's the same exact song that Liangelo was like, yo, I only remember you from Suck It or Not. And the only reason why I've heard that song with him on it is because Lil Wayne did a remix. If Lil Wayne never did that remix, I would never have heard a Camron song, and it's kind of crazy. But what do you guys think about that there?
Do we know about Camron without Dipset? If there's no Dipset, do we hear about him?
I don't know.
He's a personality, but I want to agree with
Yeah, I
Liangelo.
like the podcast.
Yeah, they're hilarious. But I want to agree with Liangelo. I think like a lot of times, like especially this new generation, they're a little weird, but they all just want to be accepted, literally. And a lot of the time, I feel like the old heads, they kind of push back on a lot of shit because of like the way they view things and the way we see life. Like Camron, like this is an NBA, bro, but he's not going to the NBA, so this is the moment he has to live up because he's not gonna get that ever in his life. And I think that you like when you take that. The saying goes, comparison is the thief of joy. He's not comparing it to the NBA. Obviously, he's having the time of his life over there and doing what he can, where he can, and where he feels like he's best at. So I agree with him. Sometimes you guys let a man live.
The real question here is, do we disagree with Camron's statement?
I disagree, man. He had a big game, and the league he's in. Like, what do you want him to do? Not perform well? And then he posted it. Yeah, but I mean, young
did what he's supposed to do.
No, kids post. They go to restaurants and take pictures of the food. And put it up. Like everything is gonna go online. And you think this man have a big game, no matter where he's at. If he had a big game in GM5, he's gonna post.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So
let me
that's
hoop.
what
Plenty
happens.
of guys do. Dude, I got no problem with taking a shot at Liangelo. It's not a big deal. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, and again, it goes to LeVar. Like, he started this thing of I've got 3, NBA guys and this and that, and they tried to do everything they could to get him to the league, and it didn't work.
They're Bronny.
There's no way that that's not part of his legacy of who he is. And so, yeah, you're going to take shots over that. It just is what it is. Yeah. That's what your dad did for you. He might have done some good stuff, but he did that for you. That's just facts.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, he advertised his 3 guys as NBA stars. He advertised his 2, the top 2 as franchise-changing guys. And guess what? That ain't happened. That has not happened.
I mean, LaMelo still has a chance out of all of them. I think he has the biggest chance, obviously.
Okay.
With the Hornets?
It's
It's going to take a lot.
Come on, we were just talking about how the Hornets have potentially a good time, a chance to be a good time.
But to turn around the franchise, Melo's not enough for that.
Nah, I mean, he has a snowball's chance in hell, but...
What if he gets healthy and goes to San Antonio? LaMelo. I kind of like that a little more than Edwards. If he's healthy.
Wemby's going to get all those alleys.
I mean, I'm saying this from a perspective of Ant Edwards, but the logic of going to San Antonio is sound for any high-level player in that age group.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, if LaMelo
we can go down the line and be like, yeah, I like that with San Antonio. I like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, again, I look at it kind of like, I'm a bigger soccer guy than I am in any of this stuff.
Wow.
And those guys, like, they go to places where you can win the big shit.
Yeah.
If you are if you're a get the bad guy in soccer, you go to Saudi Arabia and fuck off. But if you are about being something significant in the game, you go to a handful of clubs at the peak of your career. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester City, Liverpool, Manchester United, maybe. But there's just a handful, Bayern Munich. And that's where you go because you are chasing Champions League trophies. You are chasing league titles. You are chasing a stature in history in the game. And that's what I think is the way to do in this thing. And so I'm not going to advocate anybody with talent, like LaMelo, to languish your entire career for a shitty Charlotte team. It makes no sense.
They're one of the shittiest, too. It doesn't get a lot worse.
He's been there 4 years, is it? I mean, they've done nothing to build around you.
Absolutely.
Now, you've had your own health issues or whatever, but to my understanding, his health issues aren't like his brother's where they're, like, really long-term debilitating.
It's his ankles mostly with him.
It's like you got to figure it out. Steph had to figure that out early in his career and did. But, yeah, I mean, he should go to San Antonio. He should go to anywhere other than stay in Charlotte and just let your career go down the toilet.
We were having this discussion on our pod, before we go, do you guys think a team can cause a player not to hit their ceiling?
Absolutely.
And I feel that way with a lot of players. We were talking about Bam specifically. Like, Bam, you put him on any other team, he's a top 5 power forward, scoring, maybe rebounding. You put a player where you kind of got to put a noose on them. Ooh, that's not a good word. Kind of put like a collar on them or something like that, a shorter leash. It kind of takes away from who they are and what they bring. and I
It's
think
not-
that would
Think that's
happen to
what's
Anthony
happening to
Edwards.
It's not just like putting a leash on a player. It's giving them the tools to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you like Melo, when he's playing, has a free hand to do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, where he's at.
But the shortcoming there is that you're not building a talented team around him that can move towards contention for anything. And that's the thing there. Now, there are certain players who get crowbarred into roles and things like that basically diminish or don't
Who
allow
they
them
are.
to flourish in who they are.
Yeah.
They lose confidence. There's a million ways for players to fail.
Yeah.
And that's why on some level we have to embrace the players that succeed. And some of them, it's situational. You get to the right spot at the right time and you grow.
With the right people.
And all that stuff. I mean, you always look at like Draymond Green is one of those guys. He was an odd fit player, unique skill set. When he first got to Golden State, they really didn't use it.
No.
David Lee got hurt. They kind of were forced to use it, and he becomes what he became. And he was at a place with Steph and Clay, and they win championships. And now he's gonna, his career is surrounded by victory and erratic behavior. But if he was like an Atlanta Hawk
No,
or
I
a
get what you're
Charlotte
saying.
Hornet, none of that fucking matters.
Might not even be
He probably
around.
would not be in the league right now.
Yeah, exactly.
And if he would, it would be as like a deep bench guy, like wave the towel and make everybody happy.
No,
Where you go, I mean, to me, the equally big is like you see where quarterbacks go in
That's
football.
big. That's
It's
big.
massive. Your whole career, like I mean, Justin Fields, like he went to a shit situation.
A horrible situation.
To me, one of the best situations in football was Jared Goff. He got drafted by Jeff Fisher, who's a fucking moron.
He's an idiot.
And he was on his way to be an absolute bust.
Yeah.
Then he gets Sean McVay, and he
Changed
has
his
a
whole
Super
career.
Bowl appearance. And then maybe there was some shortcomings there. They get a chance to get Stafford. Now you're in Detroit, and you're again building a solid career with a team that's giving you weapons and good coaching and good coordinators. And now he's on his way to be having a really nice career. It all matters. Like Jameis, Jameis Winston going to the Bucks
Was a joke.
with Dirk fucking Cutter. If I'm Jameis, I drop my Bible and I fucking go Old Testament, hunt that motherfucker down, kill his dog,
Oh my gosh.
kill
Drop
his
his
wife,
Bible.
Don't get him started, man.
Yeah, no, I
Don't
agree
get
with
him
you on
started,
that,
man.
especially with quarterbacks.
and then kill him.
Yeah, quarterback is bigger than
Unalive.
You
anything.
thought it was finished.
Unalive,
We're
man.
monetized.
Let's
Unalive is crazy.
unalive. Speaking of unaliving here, man, we're gonna go, keep it moving on
God,
some
what's
quick
the next topic?
quick trending stories here, man. All right.
Man.
There's just something trending in the news here. A 22-year-old Houston man, okay, avenged his brother's murder
Oh wow, yeah, this is wild.
by dating the killer's baby mother, okay, then fatally stabbing her in front of their son, okay, then proceeds to slap the son on camera.
On camera.
Yeah.
There was a video call so the guy could see
on
it.
camera or
Why-
just to slap?
Yeah, everything.
Why'd the son catch a slap?
That man was pissed, man.
I'm okay with the first
You
part
ever
of
seen
that.
that
You
video?
okay with the
That's
first
crazy.
part?
Yeah. Have you ever seen that
That's
video
crazy.
where the guy's like,
Yeah. At the
At the
at
party?
the barbecue. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Slapping him.
If somebody kills your sister,
man,
you're not okay
Unalive.
with killing him?
He didn't kill the guy who killed the sister though.
he killed the guy
He
who
killed
dates
his
the
sister.
He killed the sister. Yeah, basically. In that scenario, in your
So,
scenario.
Yeah,
The guy killed another guy's brother.
Unalived.
He's
Oh,
in jail.
unalived.
Unalived him. And he started
Time
dating.
out, time. What is this unalive stuff? Why can't we say
Try
kill?
to keep
It's
your
monetization.
On
sponsorship
social
going.
media and YouTube, yeah, kill,
That's
murder.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's two guys. One guy killed another guy's brother, and now he's in jail. So now the other guy, whose brother is now dead, found his sister, got into a relationship with him.
I
Yes.
see what you said.
On a
Okay,
video
okay.
call, slapped the kid first, and then killed the mom.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I see what you said. I little more foul than I thought.
Just a little bit though.
Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit.
Nah, man, those kids are cooked, man. That's cooked.
Pink's like, I wouldn't have slapped the kid, but everything else.
That's nuts,
That's just
man.
a little.
That's
too
next
far.
level.
Yeah,
that's next
different.
level.
That's Count of Monte Cristo, man.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
One of my
This is-
favorite books of all time.
the real Romeo and
It's a
Juliet.
sick and twisted world. That's crazy.
Romeo
Yeah,
decided not to
that's
die.
tough, man. Not that guy's in. What if they put him in the same prison as the guy who killed his brother? Now you have to finish the
Final
deal.
showdown.
That- that
Final
fight to
showdown.
You probably have to fight that.
You guys
man.
are even now.
You fight to the end.
I want
Yeah.
my lawyer. No, I'm just saying. I'm telling my lawyer, like, hey, yeah, I did it. You need to get me where he's at.
Yeah.
Do whatever. Do
I
whatever
hope
you
that's
can.
the goal. I hope
I'll
that's the
pay
goal.
you if you can do that. If not, what are we doing? I get a public defender.
no,
I'm on camera.
that might be part two.
Part two.
I like that.
Man, he's on a mission. He knows where he's going.
What's wrong with that? You've already taken a big step. I mean,
Nah,
Go big or go home.
at that
big or
point,
go
man, these people passed away, man.
I'm gonna tell you something. People get pissed at us for YouTube for making light of these type of situations. They kill us in the comments, man.
I believe it.
You know, and but it's
Like he killed her.
but
Oh,
what else can you do? This is low hanging fruit. It's there are
There.
funny things surrounding the story. We know it's sad. This
Yeah.
girl here, she's innocent. She lost her life. You know, but maybe you talk your brother out of killing other people. I mean, you know, if you tried that.
Well, she can't now.
There's nothing to worry about anymore.
That little boy's gonna remember that slap for the rest of his life, bro.
That's wild. Yeah,
Yeah.
slapping the boy. Yeah.
That's not the wild part, y'all. Like, what's wrong?
Now, what if the boy grows up? He remembers, hey,
don't count it out. Don't count it out.
he killed
This
my
is a
mom.
never-ending
That-
thing.
slapped
How many
me.
layers is?
That's why if you're gonna go down this route, you go down the whole bloodline.
Genghis Khan used to
Unalive.
do.
Everybody just get rid of all of them.
Yeah.
Great, damn boy.
Didn't you see the Batman?
Batman?
Yeah, remember Albert the Butler? And
No,
they would, yeah, it was one of the great scenes. He's like, they were talking about catching some people in a wooded area, or whatever, and it's like, oh, it's real difficult, whatever. What'd you do? We burned the forest.
Oh,
You
that's
burn it all
hard.
down.
You
That's
brought it
hard.
all down.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. That was in the one with Christian Bale, right?
Yeah, Christian
Yeah, I
Bale.
remember
Yeah.
that one. That was
Yeah.
the second one.
That's
Yep.
my preferred Batman right there, Christian
Yeah,
Bale.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the best Batman.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
The last Joker was the best Joker.
The
Heath Ledger?
musical?
Not the most recent, but the one before that.
I really didn't like the Joker.
Jared Leto?
Jared Leto or
The
Heath
first
Ledger?
one?
The most recent one aside from the
Joaquin
musical.
Phoenix.
Joaquin
Okay,
Phoenix.
yeah. I agree.
Yeah, the Joker.
He was fire.
I
Yeah.
like
The
get
first
into
one?
it.
That second movie I heard not as much, but
I'm
the
just
first
not-
Joker, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm
Love
just
that.
not into like demented thinking and stuff
neither.
like that.
No. I'm not talking about. I mean, yeah, I
When-
enjoyed
when
the
he- when
movie,
he
but I'm talking
shot
about the
Rob-
character. He
when
did
he-
the character good, just like you
It was
said.
good acting. It's just not my thing.
That's what I'm
like,
talking about.
It was
Yeah.
it was a little difficult to watch. I liked when he killed Robert De Niro in the studio on Live.
Yeah.
was still-
See, that's
Oh, look.
and it took me by surprise. I had no idea where that was going.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was beautifully done.
No,
They-
I was very confident that's
No,
what
I
I
knew he
gonna
was.
lead
For
to.
real?
Yeah, I was
Maybe because
very
I'm a
confident.
psychopath. Yeah, I knew that shit was going from there from the beginning.
Yeah.
I was like, he's not here for any other reason.
But unalive you, sir. To be honest, though,
go ahead.
talking about Batman and stuff, have you guys seen The Penguin?
Love
no,
it.
I haven't.
Oh,
It's been so
great show.
amazing.
It's good. It's good. I
It's
watched
new?
the first episode.
It's
last
yeah,
night,
it's a
guys.
show. So it's about
Oh, it's
the
a show.
underbelly
What's
of
on Showtime or HBO?
HBO.
HBO.
It's really about like the underbelly of Gotham. Like they fully made Gotham a character.
So
now.
it's a series.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's on episode 5.
Have you seen the last
Have you
Batman?
seen the last Batman?
It's a
Like the
I
Batman.
don't remember
Robert
which that
Pattinson?
was.
Robert Pattinson?
So
I
so
didn't see that.
you kind of have to watch. You kind of have to watch
So
that
the
to get
Penguin
this.
is in that movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's-
why you're saying
but
it.
it's
Okay.
And
based-
then they make a
And then they make
show
a
about
series.
it.
It's a different
spin-off
take on
series.
Batman though, so it's more of like the investigative side.
Yeah,
it's all based in reality.
If you ever watch
Yeah.
it, I'm willing to bet you money you can't tell me who that actor is.
yeah.
Oh wow.
Sure.
What
and,
actor?
and you know who he is.
Which
The
Penguin.
Penguin.
The Penguin.
The Penguin
Yeah,
himself.
you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
the actor. But
I'll
when
show you a
see him,
picture of
you
the
will
Penguin
not know
after
that's
this.
him.
Oh, wow.
He did good. He did good. Yeah.
I'm
outrageous.
interested now.
And the
It's much better than Madea. Tell you
Yeah.
that much. Prosthetics much better than Madea.
the show.
That's a wild. Why would you bring?
Because he has a lot of prosthetics. You'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you said okay.
Yeah,
I was looking for the connection there.
I was like, is the Penguin?
I don't watch much Medea anyway.
Yeah, like
Okay,
the show-
that's him.
You'll
Yeah,
never know.
yeah.
who
Yeah,
he is.
yeah.
There's no way you'd ever guess it.
Once you
Oh,
see
wow.
it, once you know though, you can see it. You
Yeah.
can kind of see the face.
Yeah, yeah,
so,
for sure. Yeah, once I saw, because
Yeah,
I had to
once
look
you
it
do
up
that.
yesterday. I was like, oh, that's him.
I'll let
But-
you guys discover by yourself.
No, it's
though.
on my
a
list
fun
now,
little
man.
plot twist.
The
It's
show.
Oh, absolutely.
Watch
I
the
saw it in
movie.
the credits.
Have you ever
That's the
seen
first time I
Seven with
figured it
Brad
out.
Pitt?
Yeah.
So the Batman's
That's
kind of
what it
based
is.
off of that,
Okay.
like that idea.
I saw his
Definitely-
name in
Not
credits. I
the
was like,
actual
when does-
story,
when
but
was this guy
the
ever
way the
in?
movie's set up.
Sam, everything was in the dark in that movie.
It's
Well,
kinda
this
like
is a
that.
very dark movie.
Yeah,
It's
it's one.
very dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might
Yeah.
not be for me, man.
Nah, but
I'm a man for the light.
the Penguins more got like a mob feel to it. It's more like kind of like a loose cannon mob guy. But the reason you need to watch the movie is because the guy that the Penguin works under is Falcone, and in the movie he's kind of like a pivotal player in Batman's life.
So you have a
So-
better understanding. And
Yeah.
context.
It's a good watch too. It's not a bad watch
You
at all.
could watch the show without watching the movie though. You definitely could.
Because they break
There's
it
no
down.
story that really connects it for real.
Yeah.
Like there is, but it's not like crucial.
Okay,
Up to you.
got it.
It's a good movie though. I do like the Batman, so it's
Yeah.
a worth
Yeah.
watch.
I'm not a big fan of that guy as an actor.
Who?
Robert
Pattinson?
Yeah,
I think he's really good.
he was in
He's
the
just
one.
emo.
He was in the one movie though. It kind of like featured 9/11 in the back end. It was really well done.
Really?
He was it was like this story where he was kind of like his dad was like some high powered attorney. He was a little bit of the jerk off son who like
Oh, I
kind
don't
of
know
finding
that
his way. And the way the movie unfolds is he ends up going to his dad's office and wanting to meet with him, but his dad diverted that day and went to like drop his daughter off at school,
Yeah.
and the planes hit the tower.
Oh, that's actually kind of
It was like that end of that movie was just like you're just like stunned. You're just
Oh, I gotta watch that. Do you know the name?
no idea. My daughter put me onto it, and I can't remember the name.
Gotcha.
He's like a degenerate in that movie, right?
Yeah, just kind of like that.
I know
You know,
what
like
you're
the
talking about.
son who doesn't kind of do things right, kind of hot tempered or whatever.
All right, we got two more things here to hit quickly here, man.
Let's have 'em.
This one's gonna be very quick. It's just funny. Jaden Smith had an interview recently, and he was talking about Young Thug. And he said how in the story, Young Thug was worried for him because he never saw him around any girls on this tour they were on. He was like, "Yo, man, I'm very concerned. I'm always coming to your room." In and out of, when we're on stage, and you never have any girls, man. And Jaden was like, yeah, so I had to kind of like fake and go around big groups of people that had girls in them, even though I didn't know him, just so he wouldn't be worried about me.
So you wouldn't be worried about me.
Wow.
That was just funny.
What things are Young Thug's worried about?
I didn't want Young Thug to suffer another sleepless night.
Young Thug and his sexuality is crazy. He has bigger fish to fry. But Jaden
I
Smith
did see that video, that snippet.
of what?
Of
Of
him
the,
saying
yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
saw,
yeah,
the snippet. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Before we move on, the funniest thing, one of the funniest things I ever heard a rapper say, and they never questioned him on it, was when Young Thug in the song, he was like, I had to wear the dress because I had a stick, basically saying I had a gun. So I had to wear the dress because some people were talking about because he wore a dress and took pictures and put it on social media. He was like, I had to wear it because I had a long gun, and nobody ever said anything about it. I just
Man.
thought that was hilarious.
I didn't know that.
Why do you think that flew under the radar, though?
Because they know he's a serious guy and he actually does murder people.
Okay.
Well, we don't know that yet.
You don't wanna-
Should we want him
Nah,
out?
yeah.
He's gonna save
we're
music.
You can ask,
Certain
you can ask
right
any
now.
Atlanta person and they know. So it's like, yeah. So.
Free Young Thug, please.
That's funny.
Music misses you.
He hasn't stopped making music.
I think Young Thug was everybody's girlfriend because Future started arguing with Drake. Drake started arguing with Kendrick. Young Thug's out the picture. People don't know how to act.
They don't know how to act, man. They don't know how to act. Just real quick here, man. I don't know how much you guys are watching college football. I know Pink and I we talk about it here, especially from the aspect of Deion Sanders, and he has a Heisman candidate on here, okay, and Travis Hunter, and then you got Cam Ward, who was in the Heisman race from Miami,
Very
okay.
impressive, by the way.
The Boise State running back, okay, a lot of people are talking about. Matter of fact, him and Travis Hunter had a little back and forth on social media. You saw that?
Yeah.
And Travis was like, well, I'm doing a bunch of stuff here. I'm playing both ways, so I think I should be the Heisman. And Boise State running back kind of took the higher role, like, hey, Travis is a great player, but, I'm kind of breaking records over here,
I'm
too.
starting not to like Travis, like, slowly every day. And
I don't watch a lot of college football, but is Travis like legit?
No, he's legit.
No, he's like
he's
that.
legit.
No,
He's like
he's
like that.
He's legit. I mean, at the level he's at, he's gonna have to gain some weight when he goes to the NFL, but he's legit.
It'd be really interesting to see if he goes number one, because I do think he's the best player in college
He
football.
doesn't go number one.
But at the same time, quarterback position is so important, and if you get a quarterback like Carolina is trending towards number 1 overall pick, what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do?
What's worth more?
Give up on Bryce Young.
Yeah,
Well,
you
that's
got-
happening
Yeah.
100%.
But you got to make a move there probably before the draft to try to move Young out of there if you're going to definitely go quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, I guess if you're looking at quarterback, you know, is Cam Ward the guy?
I don't think he is either. He's
Like, I mean, who else is there? I'm not a huge Carson Beck guy.
I'm a Shedeur
And
guy.
Quinn Ewers, I was high on him before, but he might not be the best player on the Texas team.
Can
at his position.
He's not.
Can Shedeur battle for the number 1 quarterback?
He could
spot?
be in the mix. I mean, that's the other guy. I mean, if you're just kind of going through.
But if you're not sold on one of those guys, like Carolina needs everything. That's what I'm saying. Like I understand there are some teams who get up there who have a solid team and just need a quarterback, but like they need everything. So do you pick the best player overall, or do you say I'm going to try to pick close my eyes and pick one of the top quarterbacks because they're all similar?
But here, I mean, here's the problem. I think the bigger issue with Carolina is that they're what we talked about earlier. If you go to the wrong place, your development is screwed.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's a good landing spot for any player we talked about.
Not even
At all.
Not even
Travis?
Yeah. Not
You
even.
still have to
because
develop him.
if Travis is not on a good team, what purpose does he serve?
Yeah. And
You
he's
know,
playing both ways.
Well, you're
Well,
not
yeah.
going to theoretically you're not going to be on a good team, but I understand sometimes.
Well, I mean, a team
good
that has
organization,
a chance,
something.
good organization has a chance to maybe grow and build.
Let me give you. I'm gonna tell you the last couple of teams in NFL.
He's not a
as far as
cornerstone guy.
standings.
Travis isn't. He's like a Devin Hester. Like he's not a cornerstone guy to me. He's more of like a situational guy.
So yeah, Carolina who's trending towards number 1 pick, but then you have the Giants.
Yeah.
Another shit.
You
show.
go push.
So what if Travis goes to the Giants? You know, you can have an Odell moment.
Nah, I think the Giants need a quarterback. They go get.
Do you think
Shedeur
he comes
Cam.
in the league as a cornerback or as a wide receiver though?
I suspect that he will be a cornerback who plays offensive packages.
You know what? You know what?
You think he's better at cornerback or receiver?
I do think he's better at corner.
I do too.
The 49ers are actually down there. What if they plummet? With all these injuries, they could.
They just
Well,
signed
Now
Buck.
you're talking.
That's where you're.
Now you're
That's
talking.
where you would feel really fortunate
Yeah,
to have that go
The
your way.
Rams are
Who
down
do you
there.
guys
So,
like?
yeah.
What
Rams
quarterback
another
do you
one.
guys like?
If he's
on
better
San
at
Francisco?
cornerback, is he gonna make a difference in New York?
Who?
If he's gonna be drafted?
No, I think New York's a dead end. I think they're a horrible organization, and I wouldn't want to go there.
Yeah. They have
Okay,
decent pieces.
Out of the options, though, they kind of look better than the options. Like Carolina, I'd rather be in the
marginally better than
Giants.
Carolina. I do think I think the New York will appeal to one of the quarterbacks.
They got a number 1
Yeah,
receiver
because of the
there.
market.
The market.
The market,
Well,
yeah.
I think when it comes to that market, it's Shedeur. Like he's the only one who would really thrive in that market. It's a big market. He's a flashy guy.
Mentally, Cam Ward would be fine.
You think so? I think Shedeur would be just fine.
I think both would be, but
Yeah.
you're saying that Shadeur's the guy, but I think maturity, confidence. I think both of those guys are comfortable anyway.
yeah.
And if they continue to bottom out, they're definitely going quarterback.
Well,
I don't see the Giants
need to. They already-
going anything
yeah.
other than quarterback.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing about the Giants that I think separates all these other teams.
a lot of money to go for a quarterback right now.
It is what it
These
is.
front offices are
You just
stubborn,
eat
That's
it.
my thing. These
You made a
front
mistake by
offices are
paying him.
stubborn.
That's
Well,
it.
I think the Giants have the best O-line, and I think the Giants have the best. They have the best receiver out of all those teams. They have a true number 1 in Malik Labors, and I think
You
that
do.
complements whatever quarterback goes there.
Damn. Then what if they think about if we pair Travis with Neighbors
Ooh,
as a part-time,
Ooh.
you know, a couple of packages as
You
receiver,
might go
but,
get a-
but main cornerback.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Listen,
They
I've
don't
been
look at that.
supporting the Giants for a few years now, and I've never.
Have you?
I just can't. Yeah, I'm a Giants fan.
Giants fan, shitty teams.
I mean, the Giants haven't been worth supporting since.
No, I agree 100%.
Bill
I
Parcells?
told Bubba when he invited me, I was like, I don't watch as much football as I used to because I'm a Giants fan. It's just depressing at this point. But every time we get a guy that is number 1 potential, he's never gonna get past that rookie contract. It's been a trend.
Eli
for
did
us.
okay.
Yeah, Eli did do okay, and
Gino
then
did
after
good
Eli,
too.
I think
Or-
everything just went downhill.
Chad Powers.
Man, what about that one kid, DeVito?
We
He had
didn't-
like
we
a
didn't
little
keep on
run
going.
less
We didn't
last
keep
year.
sacrificing.
Yeah, I mean he's a scrub.
He was killing it though.
Everybody says I look like DeVito, the artist. The artist, though.
I see it. I see it.
Do you have a leader in the Heisman race so far? Or you need to see more games?
It's who do
So-
they have under Alabama?
Alabama's lost
That's the
last
quarterback.
2 games.
He's done.
so-
He's done. He's been
he's
terrible the
cooked.
last couple weeks.
Yeah.
The Oregon guy that was at UCF, screw that guy.
Okay.
It's a 3-horse race.
3-horse race.
It's Travis,
That
it's
running
Cam, and it's Genty.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
This is around the time of the year it gets like that anyways.
Now Genty, like, I guess he's on pace
Yeah.
to screw with Barry Sanders' numbers.
Yeah.
But if you look at the game-by-game breakdown, Barry was better down the stretch. Like he piled the numbers on. So I think Genty's maybe at or where he is right now, but
He would even have to take another step. Is
But
what you're
that's
saying.
if you do the breakdown on Barry's year,
Oh, damn.
it got better later.
Oh damn.
Like
Okay,
so,
I didn't know that.
he's got I don't think he's touching that. I don't
Okay.
think anybody in the history of football is ever going to touch that.
But if he does,
Well, I
It's
mean,
incredible.
he
And
walks,
probably
he
wins
walks,
the
he
He
walks,
walks
to
in
the
the
Heisman.
Heisman.
Walks to the Heisman.
Is he a first round pick if he does?
Running backs are tough. I
Running
do
backs are
think
tough.
he would have.
Late round,
I
maybe?
think he would have the cachet, like if he puts up a like a 2,300 yard season.
That's why I asked specifically with him.
And
Again,
kills
I
the
don't-
combine.
He
It has to be a
looks,
combination.
he looks pretty fast. I would want to see him on the clock. I don't think he's the biggest of guys, but that's not a huge factor as a running back.
no.
But just the running back play in general, just Derrick Henry's like a singular outlier in all of football right now.
And he's a specimen.
He's
Yeah,
a freak of
ridiculous.
nature.
Yeah.
He's a specimen.
He's
But
different.
I just it would be tough to. I think somebody would probably bite in the first round, but it'd be tough.
Yeah. Just to end.
But
go
who
ahead,
do you
go ahead.
guys
Oh, go
who do you guys prefer out of Cam and Shadur, and why?
I think Cam's smarter than Shadur. I think Shadur has better arm talent than Cam. I think that's where I'm at with it.
Cam, man, he's made such a big jump from last year to this year. It looks like I'll probably take a chance on him because maybe we haven't seen his ceiling yet.
Yeah.
Looks like he looks like a guy. He gets in the lab and gets better as time goes. But they're both similar talents to me, man. I wouldn't be mad if my team selected either one of them.
I think Cam's a little sloppier with the ball, and I think that's why I'd pick Shadur over him.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that, man.
Yeah.
Just not mad at that. And we haven't seen Shadur with a great offensive line yet, so and then if you get selected to a team with a poor offensive line, you kind of have experience in that way.
I'm well versed in playing with shitty linemen.
Well versed. This is my favorite tune. I am elated, man. It looks like the Brooklyn Nets lost tonight, but just checking on my old dear friend, my pal Ben Simmons here, man, who had all of those off-season workout videos again, and said he was coming back.
The ultimate thirst trap.
coming back to take over the league. My boy had 6 turnovers and
Jesus Christ.
5 personal fouls, and
Jesus.
didn't take any 3-pointers, and had 6 points and 5 rebounds. So shout out to my boy, man.
Sounds
He's
about Ben.
he's out there killing it, man.
Yeah.
6 points, we take those.
Who
Take anything you can get.
you guys
He did have
watch?
8 assists.
Didn't get to the free throw line.
8 assists.
Have you guys ever seen anything like Ben?
6 to 8.
Like where like it deteriorated that fast, that bad?
Derrick Rose.
No, that's different. That's health.
And he
That's
never
not-
and he
Yeah,
never
his-
reached that
But
high.
this was-
Nobody wants
Yeah.
to accept that Ben Simmons has been.
He has a
hurt.
bad
Like,
back.
He
He-
actually has been hurt.
Look at him run. He runs stiffer than he's ever.
He's been
ran
hurt in the
before.
head. Oh,
Absolutely, that too.
He's been hurt. He's had real back issues for real.
I don't
believe
think so.
it?
No,
Nah,
not at all. I don't buy it.
Back
I
issues.
don't buy it.
I'm a Dwight Howard fan, so I know how back issues can really impact a player. Like Dwight Howard completely.
But his
changed
problem was
who
different.
was.
He kept pooping when he wasn't supposed to. He didn't rest.
The problem with the back issue, if you're going to use it, is the thing is
He's consistent.
because
the way you use it to
back
call
issues.
off work.
because he didn't have an extended back injury for Philly until he got to camp and Doc Rivers was fucking with him because whatever.
Yeah.
And then he used the mental, and then when people started talking about the mental, he said my back. Then he got traded, and he started playing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's the back. Okay? And then when he started playing, he played every game up until they had to play in Philadelphia, and he didn't play, and he said, my back. And then he was out for an extended time.
He played good too that game.
So I'm not buying it. He didn't want to play in Philly, and even with another team, he didn't want to play in Philly. And guess what? He played in every preseason game. Me and Pete talked about it. He played in every preseason game
Except for Philly.
except for in Philly. I'm not buying the fucking back.
I think he's cooked.
Just me.
I do think he's done. I think he's injured, but I just think he's done. Mentally, he's gone.
He's mentally done.
Yeah.
He's mentally done.
You can't really come back for that. Basketball is one of the most mental sports you could play.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, on all levels. Like, you once you have that mental edge over someone, that's your son. Like, you can really treat them like a little kid on the court. You can do whatever you want, and that's what's happening to him right now. I just feel like with him in general, like he was the prototype. You would say he was like the Magic Johnson he was supposed to be of our generation, but it's hard to live up in this NBA when he never developed a jump shot.
Yeah, Tragic Johnson.
Literally, that's him right now. And at the end of the day, with him, you can't get rid of him either. They can't offload him. His contract's insane. You can't trade him anywhere. He's not valuable.
Yeah,
So
well,
He's on picks, and they're gonna be bad.
He's on the last
Yes.
deal. He's on his last year of his contract. So.
he's out there.
Oh,
yeah.
finally?
Yeah. So I'd be interested
They
to
could
see
try to
what happens.
maybe one of those like trade deadline moves
Yeah,
for
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
that wants cap space. And
Exactly.
You take on a couple
Yeah.
bad contracts.
Exactly.
Do you guys think he gets picked up like on a contender or something like that, where he could like be a backup and maybe flourish in
He
that
has
role?
to play better than what he's playing right now, and
Yeah.
and it's a long season. I like kicking a man when he's down, particularly.
I'm happy
So,
he
yeah.
I
played.
mean, the six turnovers is definitely horrendous, but you know the other numbers are good to just start the season off with, in my opinion. It's not like was ever supposed to be some 20 points per game score or anything.
Yeah, that's true.
I think when he came into the league, there was an expectation he would become.
No, I'm
a
saying
low-scoring
coming into
scorer.
this season.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
Oh, coming
wasn't
in, yeah, no,
expected.
but I think he's cooked. I don't know, like, and again, somebody's always going to make a mistake. But like, when you look at where that guy is mentally, I don't want him around a winning team.
at all.
Like, I don't think he's a guy. If I have what I think's a contending team, I'm not bringing him in to that mix, even in a reserve role, because I don't think the mental's right. And that's not going to help our group. He's going to become like an energy vampire.
That's true.
And we don't want any part of that.
Yeah. And if you ever seen Ben on the sidelines, he's not a
Engaged.
hooray guy.
Yeah.
He's not a locker room and sideline cheerleader. He's not that at all.
He doesn't have much personality.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not forget, I partied with him at one point.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Young socialite.
with our guy, man.
Be Rich and
Yeah,
Cliff
with Be Rich and Company.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
he
crazy.
did, he
Actually?
did.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
So you know more than us.
Yeah.
That has been the show. Appreciate Hoop Talk Podcast for coming in here, man. All right. And as far as on the bench, we'll catch you guys next week.
Yes, sir. Thank
Thank you guys for having us.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
I got run. I've been making my girlfriend wait.